God damn, Gary. Some serious gourmet shit. What flavor is this?
That's right, it's the all-hell medium roast private blend.
Check out the Geek Grind Coffee Nerdrotic page for our other options like the Decadent,
Feathers of Liberty, vanilla-infused flavored coffee. Or if you're looking for something darker, try the Dark Roast FNT blend of the Fellowship. You know what? Just buy all three. GeekGrindCoffee.com. Use discount code Nerdrotic. Huzzah!
I learned a long time ago that there's no sense getting all riled up every time a bunch of idiots give you a hard time. In the end, the universe tends to unfold as it should. Plus, I have a really large penis. That keeps me happy.
'Cause we're boring!
Woke. Go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob.
You look goofy. I hunted, Rob. I hunted for Tobey Maguire's dick.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Salon Selectives presents hair so beautiful you feel like you just stepped out of a salon.
Salon shine. Salon Selectives. Salon glow. Salon Selectives.
Introducing Salon Selectives, new from Helene Curtis. 4 salon shampoos, 4 salon conditioners. You select the combination that will give you salon beautiful hair.
Salon style.
Feel salon beautiful every day.
Salon Selectives.
Do you wanna take a life? Do you wanna cross that line? Because it's a long way back from hell.
What's up, Hellions? How are you? Hail, chat. Hail, Eric K. Trim. What is that? Soxina? Oh, I missed it. I was going to put it up on the board. Slade. Oh my God. I don't even. Is this Be Normal? What the hell is this? I don't even know how to. What part of kicked out of 3 high schools did you not understand with your naming? Jesus, you're so selfish. Thank you for being here, though. Holly is here. And Burrito Man Mister, Dr. Doug, Magnum Popeye, your average patriot nerd hail, Thurpt, Severin, I'm going to burp, and Castigan, Gregory Flack, the real JBC, the Fox Wolf, Russ Williams, V Real, SC, Nuclear. I got that one. I don't know what the rest of it is, though. You'll have to figure it out for yourselves. Thank you for being here. It is good to see you all. Long overdue square up here. Gary Belcher. Yep, that's never heard that one before. That's one of the nicer ones, to be honest with you. What? Oh, Gary, it's me. It's me. You always read my comments on other streams. Oh, hi. Well, that's when I have time to look. When I'm not boomering my way through a live stream. When I'm on somebody else's, I can just sit there and read the comments all day. It's great. It's fantastic. It's like them old days. It's like them old days. Man, 10 years. This has been crazy. It's been crazy. Been a crazy year. So we're going to get right to it. First, we have to acknowledge Hollywood's biggest snub. I know you think it's Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig from Barbie. You'd be wrong. You'd be absolutely wrong. Today we learned that the Marvels, the biggest flop in 2023, was snubbed, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a travesty. It's an injustice. It's a social injustice. It's a social injustice, as I said on Twitter, an inclusive of diversive, of female, of woman of color was snubbed at the Razzies. Razzies so white. Marvel did get nominated for Antifa Man Commie Mania, but the Marvels should have been nominated. And it proves that Hollywood is racist. It is. Because if we haven't learned anything, that a female of woman of color can direct the biggest flop of the year, I would call that progress. I would call that progress. Shame on them. Shame. Hashtag Razzie so white. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. This is from week before last. That's what we're going to start. We're going to start at week before last. Grab a cup of coffee, sit in your most comfortable chair. Whatever you do beyond that with your own self is no judgments here, but, you know, on a really not need to know basis. But I thank you for being here. Klofner for $10. This is on the Streamlabs side. Just found all of you guys recently. Hail. You are all things badassery. Salute. Boomassery, maybe. But thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, we had a presidential candidate on Friday Night Tights. That hasn't even sunk in yet. I think it was far more likely for a guest to whip out his teeny tiny peepee than a presidential candidate coming on our show. But I'd like to thank Benny Johnson for completely making that happen. He kind of like, he was asking me, do you want me to get Vivek on? And I'm like, sure. I'm like, that's never going to happen. But I forgot I was talking to Benny. And when Benny says something, he does it. That was awesome. TJ Riley for $10. Gary, with how you praise it up and down, how do you defend it in the hilt? I'm going to finally watch Lord of the Rings trilogy. Make sure to watch the extended versions, ladies. All hail the Fellowship, all hail FNT, all hail the 199. The Lord of the Rings trilogy, there will never be anything like it again. It is special. It's Lawrence of Arabia. It's Citizen Kane. It is one of the all-time greats from Hollywood. It will not be equaled. It cannot be remade. It just can't happen. There's certain things that reach that rarefied air of a 10 out of 10. Can you pick it apart now, 20 years later, a couple of effect shots here and there? Sure. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because you know what matters? Character. Character, then story. Character, then story. For me, anyway. That's how it works for me. We were on the stream with Mahler. We were trying to think of a character we didn't like. And I couldn't. Simonitro for $1 says the MCU should change it to the MPU she, the MPU she, the MPU she. It is. I mean, it's poo. You can call it the MC poo. Hey, I would love to retire the term MCU. It's been around a long time, but they keep making them. You know, we just learned it's a rumor, but they're going to bring Iron Fist back. And Colleen Wing is probably going to have, or they're going to have a female Iron Fist. Iron Fist wasn't a good series. Finn Jones wasn't a good Iron Fist. Neither he or the girl who played Colleen Wing looked like they could do a single fucking pull-up, and they're beating the shit out of guys. And season 2 of Iron Fist was proto MCU. Absolutely proto MCU. Janine, I'm sorry. Enoch JB for 15 shekels. Can I make a suggestion for the name of the Rings of Power sequel? Hemorrhoids of Power or Colostomy Bags of Power. Well, that'll probably equal what it will be when we see it in 2025, because I couldn't verify it. That's why I didn't put it in my video, but I definitely heard from somebody in the know that A, it is being massively delayed, B, it's being reshot, and C, with new showrunners, but I cannot confirm that. So the showrunners had to leave during the strike, and maybe Amazon took that opportunity to reassign them. Don't know. Doesn't matter. Won't change anything. You can't undo season 1. Lost 63% of the audience. And of the 30% that remained through the entirety of the show, let's be generous. 10% will return to watch season 2. So that will mean that they lost 90% of their audience. That is my prediction. I'm sticking to it, and I think I'm being generous. Kendon Browner for $2. The plug used in Boeing is made in Malaysia. Yes. Janine King for $20. Not able to watch live due to working a second shift. Well, thank you for working. However, Hubs and I make it a date to watch together on Saturdays. Hail! All hail Nerdrotic, the Fellowship, FNT, G&G, the 199 Modrotics, and fellow followers, fellow audience members. For very good reasons, I try to stay away from words like, because like I like if there's fellow followers, sure, I'm a follower. Then if it's an audience member, sure. But I really, and this is just to keep me in check. It's not my audience. I don't own the audience. It's I am the audience. We are the audience. Together, we're just fellow members of the audience. We're all sitting in this theater of life watching a great parody right now play itself out. The greatest parody of all time, 2023, followed by its sequel, 2024. Steve Watson for 10 British pounds. NVIDIA is developing ray tracing, replicated the moon landing TV, and blew up the idea that it was faked. In the process, they matched the physics and got the same glints and shadows. Yeah, the moon landing's not fake. I was just joking on that one. I knew that would get people going up, but I think some of the promotional. No, I'm 99% sure a lot of the promotional aspects of it were fake. But the landing itself, get a good enough telescope, go look, find the coordinates. You can there's tracks, there's something up there. We went. Biggest question is, why haven't we gone back? I haven't heard a good answer for that. Like, there's no reason. Bullshit. Especially now that there's water, you know. So John Cougar concentration camp. Oh my God. That's probably an old one that I've heard before, but I haven't heard it in so long I've forgotten about it. It says, get ready for Mextraterrestrials. Parker has donated $10, says nothing, but thank you. Quizzle93 has donated £2 and says nothing, but thank you. The Pickle Lady for £2. Garrett tickles my pickle. Sounds like an ass lady. I mean, I guess ladies can have pickles, but I mean, I'm not going to get in that discussion here. Julio Asuez for $10 says, more proof Lucasfilm wants to be Marvel. Daisy Ridley returns as a Jedi in her own movie, likely wearing the same goddamn curtains she wore in the entire trilogy. Yeah, those are nasty, dude. Like, where did this chick shower? How did this little girl who had no idea she had the Force survive on a desert planet where she was essentially sold to somebody? I guess I guess the criminal element in the Star Wars universe is just super moral. Great U.S. treasure hunt for $10. Vivek, having never heard of the MCU, then immediately understanding the concept, agreeing with it, and restating how it's affecting the culture was boss level. Absolutely boss level. Absolutely. Will they be asking for pronouns in Indiana Jones? I asked that question too, Roar Breaker. Thank you for the 10 euros. I asked that question too, and probably. Dirt is King for $20, or DRT, sorry. Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb is a fantastic video game that needs more attention. It was for the PS2, and I don't know if it is on Steam, but it is worth tracking down and playing despite the older graphics. Yeah, you know what? I only paid attention to there's a bundle with 3 games on Steam. I don't even know what the other 2 are. I know is Fate of Atlantis. That's what I got, and the bundle was like $6. Like, absolutely worth it. Sorry, I can't game today. I can't read the questions in game. I don't have that skill. I will never have that skill. And if you can read, like, Razor Fist will play games, and he could do stuff I can't do. By the way, great job last Friday. That was a great show. I've had some banger shows. The hosts have been on point. Dennis Marklin for 100 Swedish krona. The aircraft looked like the Nakajima B5N2 Kate. Not a Zero, a multi-seater attack plane. The twin MGs in the rear cockpit give it away. Okay, Steve Watson. They were both talking about the Japanese plane that is in the Indiana Jones trailer. Gotcha. Now I understand. Thank you for the 10 British pounds. Have faith in Machine Games. They made the newer Wolfenstein games, and those are awesome as hell. Bethesda is the publisher, not the developer. That's good news. JK2882 for $5. Thank you. Steve Watson for 25 British pounds, proper money. I didn't even have to click on it. The first autofill suggestion I got was the 1992 space movie. All hail the chat. Oh my God. I almost should review it. There's a way. There is a way to do it. There's a way to do everything. Look at it this way. Yes, there's going to be a lot of things you can't put on YouTube. There's a lot of things you can't say on YouTube. And does it suck? Yes. I would love to freely speak however the fuck I want. But I want to remain here. So the best way to work it to remain in the belly of the beast is make it funny. I personally think if you beep out a cuss word, it's funnier than if you just say it, unless it's like really impactful. But I think the beeps make it sound more hilarious, or you just flip the language around a little bit. There's ways to get your point across without saying the word that'll piss off the little fucking Karens at Google. There's fewer of them now. So is that going to make things better? No, it's not going to make things better. It's just not going to make them any worse, you know. Where was I? Finally saw Godzilla -1 at my local theater. How did you all manage to undersell how good it was? Did we? I think we did. Did I see a Bronx for $4.99? It was hard to put to words. When I walked out of it, it's that rare moment where you walk out of something and you're like, okay, I just saw something that will stand the test of time. That was brilliant filmmaking. You know, once every 10 years that happens, if we're lucky. So, I'm going to see it tomorrow. That's why I'm doing this super chat score up now with my boys. Minus color. I'm going to see minus color. Lord Kev C for £5 British. Not sure if you've seen, but the Mirror is reporting Millie Gibson has already been dropped as the Doctor's assistant. Great show as always. Yes, we did see it. We did talk about it in length on the BBC. It's a fucking disaster. Like, I did not think it would be this big of a disaster. I had my doubts Russell T Davies would be able to recapture what he did 15, almost 20 years ago. But I did not think it would be this bad. Like, they would double and triple down on Chibnall's horrible work. Put a bell on XRG so Gary can keep track. X-Ray Girl. X-Ray Girl. By the way, sorry about the thumbnail, X-Ray Girl, but you're the one who put it on Twitter. So I just thought it was fair game. Hey, Gary and the Fellowship, hope all is well. And I wanted to say, I hope one day all this woke garbage will end one day. And I hope you visit NYC one day. I love to meet you all. And Ryan, that post about Reddit is wild. David Smart for $20. It would take a lot for me to get back to New York City. I wasn't enamored with it before COVID. So last time I was there was 2019. And it was dirty and smelly and crowded. And I'm too old for that shit. Cities are single people in their 20s. That's kind of like what that's when it was cool. And about 25 years ago, fine. They've always been overrated. Like San Francisco being this absolute jewel was always overrated. It's always been kind of dirty, but now it's just a hellscape. I felt the same way. I just felt like I was in a bigger San Francisco, and I'm like, I don't like it very much. The con was fine. The people are cool, but it's just, it's like walking through a minefield. So I don't know. I haven't even reapplied for my press pass for New York. I did for San Diego, got it in with like a couple minutes to spare. And they wanted you as a press outlet. They want you to give a letterhead stating who is your principal contact, even after like asking you what your principal contact, which is me. Right. And then they want like, what's your intention here? So I wrote on a Google Doc, like, hey, I'm the principal contact and I'm going to live stream and cover blah, blah, blah. Here's how many subs and followers I have, blah, blah, blah. And then they want you to sign it. And I'm like, I've got 5 minutes. I need to print this thing out, sign it, scan it. Or I don't have my Photoshop on here. So I'm going to I'm just going to put it in without signing it, see what happens. And if I don't get it, oh well. Comic-Con was fun last year because there was no Hollywood. Hollywood will be back this year, and I'm just kind of like, but we'll see. We will see. Big mistake. Never take a Marxist at their word. Jeremy David for $2. I think you should. I think kind of you should. What in certain aspects, they tell us exactly what they're going to do all the time. I think they're pretty open about it. I think No, I know what happens is people are so entrenched politically. I mean, this is on both sides, but quite frankly, it's worse. The authoritarianism right now is worse on the far left, and they just are go team. That's all they are. Go team, not no compromise, no good to the country. We're nowhere near being able to sit down and chat. You know what I mean? Like we used to be able to do in the old days. There was always the fringe elements and stuff, but they've fucking completely taken over. It's the Marxist Party now. It's the Marxist Party. You know, one party ruling for decades. If you want a great example, look at San Francisco. Last Republican mayor they had was in the 50s, early like 1960. So it's been over half a century of a complete democratic rule. How are things going? Did it work? Is there prosperity? No. Massive decline. What propped it up for a little while was this thing called big business and entrepreneurship, which turned into a corporate oligarchy, which is fucking evil too, called big tech. While my sphincter gently weeps for $9.99. I'm English, and in my late 60s and 10 years ago, I'm in my late 60s, and 10 years ago, I said to my black mate that generation will be the last to see people in terms of race. The idiots have thrown it all away. Yeah, we were well on our way, and they knew it. So the activists saw that they were about to be out of a job. The Marxists saw they were about to be out of a job, not that they really want to work, but they're going to have to work harder if they get the Marxist utopia that they want, but they're too stupid to fucking know that, so whatever. But yes, the race hustlers and the activist hustlers had to create work, create division, and they got the ultimate hustler. His name was President Barack Hussein Obama. Instituted all the shit, would say one thing and do another. Judge a man by his actions, not his words, his behavior, his deeds, not the broken wind that flies out of his pie hole. Which one of you is the dumb one? Asked Jake for $1.99. Yes. That's my answer. David Smart for 20. Hey, Gary, in the fellowship hall, all is well. I wanted to say, I hope one day all of this woke. Oh, I read this one. Yes. Don't do drugs, kids. They're bad. Okay. Drugs are bad. Okay. Okay. Why is this not? Oh, I don't have permission to delete it. Oh boy, I better keep track of this stuff. Usually when I'm done reading on the spreadsheet, I delete them, but X-Ray Girl has taken away my permission. Probably because I fucked it up. Oh, well, here we go. BYOBPV, bring your own bulletproof vest. Oh, that's to Alec Baldwin at the Atlanta Comic-Con. Well, I mean, you're going to Atlanta, bring a bullet vest anyway. That's another city I'd never go to. Never, ever. I drove through it. On the way back from Cosmic Summit. Yeah. I'm like, wow, this really is like LA. Really is. It's becoming the new LA. A lot of Hollywood people are moving to Atlanta because of the tax breaks and the studios. But I heard a rumor that Marvel is now divesting in their Atlanta studios and they're moving it to the UK because they're getting massive tax breaks. My theory is they also can circumvent a lot of the WGA and Film Actors Guild bullshit that's been put on them, and they can just hire Brits who are on a completely different contract and say there's another strike, which could be happening, by the way. Oh, I got to mention that in my next video. IATSE, it's the International Communist Guild of Theater Workers, something or other. It just should be just called Kamiatsi. Could go on strike this year. So these are the stage workers, the carpenters, like the blue collar people that they force into a union Largely a lot of these people, except for like the costume designers and stuff, but like the carpenters and shit, they're just dudes that like they probably, you know, have to join the union. They probably whatever. Probably, I would say the highest percentage of based people in Hollywood would probably be in there, but they're still part of a union. So they could go on strike by June, I believe, and it would delay a lot of shit. Like a lot of shit. Why do you think they there's certain productions they just delayed till 2025 and certain stuff they absolutely rushed. Like Deadpool 3 just finished principal photography. It comes out in, hang on. 1, 2, 3 in about 3 months. It's going to be a multiversal story with a shit ton of cameos. Now, to be fair to Deadpool 3, I believe the effects houses could continue working through the strikes. So maybe they got a lot of previs done. You know, that's possible. 3 months of post-production? We'll see. Disney needs this one. 3 months of post-production? I'm not so sure. Color me skeptical. But yes, there honestly could be another strike. Oh, and then the Writers Guild and the Film Actors Guild are pissed at the Directors Guild because the Directors Guild took their deal quickly and revised it, like waited till the Writers Guild and Film Actors Guild settled their stuff, and then they added some stuff on, and the Film Actors Guild and the Writers Guild are all pissed. They're like, we went out and did all the hard work. And it's like, no, they just played it smart. It's a smaller guild, for one. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. 2024 is we are well past the fuck around stage of this story, and we are in the year of find out. The year of find out. I'm here for it. How's your January at the box office been? Great, huh? Really good. I've seen 2 movies that were released. One was released 20 years ago. The other one 2 years ago. The theaters were filled. That would be Return of the King and Dune in IMAX, which was fucking spectacular. Seeing it in IMAX, the first time I see it in IMAX, fucking spectacular. It's meant to be seen in IMAX. The sound alone, holy shit. Still didn't like the ending. I still didn't like the ending. But, you know, as a fan of world building, I thought the characters are all right. Zendaya is not good. She's not she doesn't have a lot of range. She looks like a 14. I think she's forever going to look like a 14-year-old girl. I know people are into her. My wife is a beauty expert, says, yeah, she like really fits the bill in like having this like unique beauty. And I'm like, yeah, she also fits the bill of looking like a 14-year-old though. She's like, yeah. And I just don't get it. Zendaya looks like she should be going with your daughters to soccer practice. Okay. That's it. Can I get a shout out for my friend David Montgomery, aka Brush Up Your Gaming? He's a Star Trek attacking wing YouTuber. Star Trek attacking, which wing are you attacking? Wings of Redemption? I don't know. The best. Oh no. Oh shit. I'm making a joke and I didn't read the rest of this, so I completely suck and I'm going to hell. Star Trek attacking wing YouTuber, the best. He died on the 5th. David Montgomery, rest in peace, brother. Rest in peace. Brush up your gaming. I'm sorry to hear that. Was he young? Sorry to hear that. 50 Shades of Grayson for $9.99. Kathleen Kennedy is no different than any other dog-faced feminist. Oh, shoot. You dog-faced feminist! You should be at the racetrack blowing your pension, Kathy. Give it up. Lucasfilm products are about as entertaining as tooth decay. You know what is entertaining? Everything around Lucasfilm. All the bad news they continue to announce, and all the great content creators and funny people on Twitter, and the memers, the very talented legion of memers and others out there roasting the living fuck out of it. That is top tier entertainment. We say comedy is dead, and in Hollywood it is. Although there's a romantic comedy doing pretty well right now that I'm forced to see with my wife. My wife's like, "There's a romantic comedy that's doing well. You have to go see it," because I go see everything with you. And I'm like, okay. Think about how I'm sailing high seas, but whatever. I hate romantic comedies. I really do. But I heard it's kind of raunchy. Chris said I'd like it. Whatever. But comedy isn't dead. It's dead in Hollywood. It's dead on late night. It's dead in corporate America. We are the comedy now. We are the media. We are the comedy. We will provide the comedy. And that's you guys. The chats are quite often more entertaining than the streams, we'll just say. And funny as hell. I mean, you can't call him Cougar anymore. John Cougar concentration camp alone. And I know I've heard that before. It's still funny. Especially since he's a big fucking commie dick sucker. I mean, he also has wet brain. Have you heard his interviews? The guy's been drinking most of his life. By the way, wet brain is when you've been pretty much pickled your entire life. Your brain gets pickled. So you drink every day for decades. Alcohol. How did they put it? How do they put it in recovery? Heroin, cocaine, crack. They're like a scalpel cutting out parts of your brain. Pot is like a fog put on your brain. It's not there permanently, but it can with overuse. But it's pretty much, if you quit pot, it'll go away and you'll stop being retarded. But I say that from experience. Well, okay, I haven't stopped being retarded, but there's other cases out there of people stopping being retarded. Don't apply it to me. But so they say, like, all those drugs are like a scalpel to the brain. Alcohol is like a grenade. It's the worst fucking thing for your body. It's the worst thing for your brain. Shit, my sister's fiance, my older sister's fiance, died of alcohol poisoning at 40. Poisoned himself to death because it's so readily available, right? And but you get wet brain. You see guys talking like this. There's a wet brain kind of cadence. There's a wet brain accent. You hear it a lot from Holden. And his last interview when he was trying to defend communism, it's like, oh, bro, that's a pickled brain right there. But even people with pickled brains know that communism's fucking retarded. So no excuse. Several years ago, I couldn't get anyone in Hollywood to work on my sci-fi because my script appropriated victimhood by showing white people being oppressed by a government. That would actually, you know what? That's it couldn't get made. Fruity Gatwa's hairy taint for $10. That couldn't get made. But that certainly, I think it certainly could be a Twilight Zone. It would be perceived as complete white
people
supremacy. But you know what? Art puts a mirror to society. And what have we seen over and over again in history? That the oppressed become the oppressors. The oppressed, it's a cycle of the oppressed become the oppressors because power corrupts. Absolutely. Communism has killed more people than National Socialism. National Socialism killed a lot of people. Nazis suck. Commies suck. They both fucking suck. I saw somebody clapping back on Twitter going, you're being a little too critical of the communism? No. What was it? Phil Labonte said, check the body count. check the body count and not the Ice-T band. I did see them live. Disney now has stomach hands. Everything they touch turns to shit, says Luis Suevas for $10. What's up, brother? Atomic Patriot. I almost said patriarch. That'd be kind of cool too. The Atomic Patriarch for $2. Be like Alec Baldwin and give your best shot. Ho! Ajax Skyline for $4.99. 2018 down of Pixar Toy Story 4, Boss Babe, Bo Beep, Incredible 2. The Mom Took okay. Yeah. Okay. 2018, the downfall of Pixar. Toy Story 4, Boss Bo Peep, Girl Boss Bo Peep. Yep. Incredibles 2, the mom took over. Yep. It was fucking terrible. And the villain's brother took credit. Female makes everything. Yep. I hated Incredibles 2. Scotty, $4.99. We truly are the diarrhea age of TV and movies, without a doubt. Full Metal Crazy for $10. Y'all are awesome. Gary, have you listened to 6 a.m.? Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue. They mostly sing about drug recovery, particularly Nicky's journey through his recovery from heroin. You know what? I haven't, but I will. I'll check it out if it's recovery based. Duff McKagan is clean and sober too, from Guns N' Roses. That guy couldn't put two fucking words together when Guns N' Roses was in their prime. And he does like 3 chords in the truth on Ozzy's Boneyard. But I saw him at meetings. I'm not supposed to say that because it's anonymous, but I saw him at meetings. I won't say where. Good for you, brother. Hey, that some of them can make it through that is incredible, because being that young, having that much money thrown at you, it's kind of a miracle. By the way, the average age of, we have the 27 rule with a lot of rockers, but I think the average age is they die in their very early 60s, no matter if they've sobered up or not. I was listening to Ozzy Speaks on Ozzy Boneyard. I can't understand a fucking word he says anymore. Dude is just fucking out there. Sharon has pumped him through so many fucking drugs. He's being interviewed. He's all, hey, Ozzy, what do you think about the new technology in recording? And he goes, what? Yeah, man. It's fucking crazy. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, stop putting him through that. Give him a Stephen Hawking thing. At this point. The left actively hates Clarence Thomas. Yes, they have for years. They put him through shit. 50 Shades of Grayson for $1.99. Diversity equals communists of color. Yes, it does. Clifton Duncan, the great Clifton Duncan. Follow him on Twitter. He is a true culture warrior. He basically lost his gig because he was a Broadway actor, like a real actor. I will not use the term adult pretender for Clifton Duncan. He can sing, he can dance, he can act. He ain't gay. It's crazy. I know it's weird, but he likes musical theater, and yeah, he crushes pussy. There's a unicorn everywhere. But I love Clifton Duncan because his true calling was, unfortunately, getting fucking banished from his industry, an industry that's falling apart now, that killed itself, and calling it out consistently. But watching what my wife went through, because like Clifton kind of went through what my wife went through. They had work that they felt really passionate about. It was their life's work. They wanted to do this since they were bitty babies, and they fucking struggled and they got through it. And my wife, for example, moved to San Francisco with $150, made a career out of herself, made an absolute became like top tier, colorist and everything, did all that through fucking blood, sweat, and tears, and paying her dues. Same goes for Clifton. And then it gets all pulled away from over reaction to COVID. Stop blaming COVID. We need to blame the reaction to COVID. The reaction to COVID killed more people than COVID. It did. I'd love to see those numbers. Alcoholism went up, drug addiction went up, the drug overdoses went up, heart disease deaths went up. People couldn't get their regular checkups in the hospital. Then we can get into I wouldn't like to, but we get into self-deletion. There's like all of that put together. Pretty sure that's more deaths than from actual COVID. And remember, we were counting like motorcycle accidents as a death from COVID. I saw Rob Schneider had a pretty good joke. Yeah, he's like, yeah, man, remember those days where the guy jumps out of a plane, his parachute didn't open, and he died of COVID? Yeah. Hail Clifton Duncan. Give him a follow. Nash Thunderclap for $9.99. First time, long time. Ooh, I hit the right button. For your YouTuber here, former YouTuber here, and I am trying hard at reviews and commentary. I am trying to start with Echo and having a hard time getting through it. Any advice? Endeavor to persevere. That's another Native American talking from Outlaw Josie Wales. Endeavor to persevere. Have your notes out. And when something stupid happens, like this is how I do it. I'll watch something, and what I take notes on is something either really fucking good or really bad. That's my first set of notes. Really fucking good or really fucking bad. If it's just a meh, those are the hardest things to review, and I generally don't. Really fucking good or really bad. The Echo, when you get to the final episode, the jokes write themselves. They write themselves, trust me. I'm just going to say Melissa. I was like looking at this last name and I can't do it. Sorry. For $5 says, I'm the same age as Gary. Back in the day, myself and all the girls loved Star Wars because of strong, sexy men and heroic women. Disney destroyed that. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. New Creature in Christ for $19.99. They wouldn't be mad at John Lasseter if he were trans and hugging little kids. Yeah. I was just thinking after I'm watching Buffy and I'm like, you know, I'm surprised Joss Whedon hasn't transitioned. I'm honestly surprised. But that male feminist loved to crush pussy. He did. Isaac Desamore for $5. Denzel movie where he was fucked up and flew a plane upside down and still landed it. Can't remember. Oh, yeah. I saw that. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. God, where did I see that? I saw that at Sober Living Environment. Yeah. Just as Shad Airlines where planes fly themselves, says Cyberhunk 269 for $2. No. You know what? The next generation can do that. Y'all can get in cars that drive themselves and trains that and fucking planes that drive themselves. Y'all can do that. Nope. Gavin Rust for £5 Hail FNT. Have you looked into the new Indiana Jones and the Great Circle game? It's a story covers something you have covered on Forbidden Frontier. Cheers. Yes. Basically, the lining it lines up. Well, okay. It's going to a mother civilization, so it might hint to some Atlantis. But the Great Circle is all these, like Angkor Wat and the pyramids of Giza are like on the same line. Basically, there's ley lines, and then there's if you draw certain lines. If you watch Ancient Apocalypse, that's what a lot of the Indiana Jones stuff comes. Spielberg used to be into that shit. Spielberg read Charles Berlitz. Okay. Like Spielberg knew all this stuff. He used to be into it. He used to be one of us. Then he went full on Hollywood after, Hollywood hated him. Remember, he was considered an outsider. Well, for those who are my age, he was an outsider for a long time. His stuff was considered schlock. Hey, all. Sorry, I seem to be a few minutes late. No need to apologize here. Hey, your progress is impressive. Keep it up, man. Reacher season 2 was great. I would say it was really good or good. 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it, but like season 1 was extraordinary and the writing was better. The dialogue was better. Master Marlubius for $4.99. What is it with Alan Ing being X-Ray Girl's dad? Well, Alan Ing had sex with X-Ray Girl's mom, and then X-Ray Girl's mom gave birth to X-Ray Girl. That's how it works. So boy meets girl, not biological boy with the PP. So boy with the PP meets girl with the real vagina, not some folded inside. I'm just doing this, and I'm doing the birds and the birds and the bees, old school with the vagina, and then he puts the pee in the vagina. Then his little swimmers come out, and one of them finds the egg, and then X-Ray Girl comes out. That's how it works. At least that's what I'm told. Ryan for 10 British pounds. Nice to catch the slow live. Normally I listen on Mondays when I'm trucking. I currently rewatching Star Trek: The Next Generation because nothing new is good. Also, I'm 20 days sober. Hell yeah. So by the time I read this, you're getting your 30-day chip, brother. Get that 30-day chip. You get that. You earned it. Ken B for $4.99. Imagine if Trump came out and dissed Rose Tico. Blue hairs would be on fire. And I think his polling would go up. I honestly do. If he comes out and goes, I just want to tell everyone that The Last Jedi was the worst movie I'd ever seen. The Last Jedi is terrible. What they did to Luke was terrible. The worst. His poll numbers would go up 10%. 10%. Judah for $5. What would get more views? I almost read that. I almost read that as what would get more Jews. Oh my God. I'm glad my brain stopped me from doing that. X-Ray Girl in a British flag bikini or Chrissy's in a burqa. I know who would dress up or post it first. Who wins in views? Well, I mean, that's for the degenerates to decide. I mean, like, is it just a burqa? I'm a married guy. I'm not going to think about this privately or publicly, especially when, like, I work with these ladies. Probably Chrissy, because there's a weird pregnancy kink. Just saying. I'd say even ground. But the pregnancy kink. Brightest Day audiobooks for $5. Male and Pale is Stale. WGA Anon. Yeah. By the way, Brightest Day audiobooks, WGA Anon is how it was put in the Film Threat article. Chris is working on part 2. I have a video coming out tomorrow on that very subject. Perry found a gold mine of clips, which I'm not going to tell anybody about until you see it. Then the cat will be out of the bag. But holy shit. Holy shit. South Perspective for $5. Have any of you played Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader? No. Somebody sent me some Warhammer 40K stuff. I cannot see it. Like the magnifying glass would have to be this big for me to be able to paint on it. And but thank you. I might get somebody else to do it. It is a great game. Hello from Argentina. I fear Warhammer 40K, and this goes back to my comic shop days. It's like, I'm kind of into action figures and comic books. I can't add a third thing. I can't. Part of being an adult, even an adult nerd, and I know I'm saying this in front of I am completely aware that this real wall is just one of 9, yes, 9, in this office that are covered with action figures. But part of being adult is showing restraint. Now, in my defense, most of these action figures were purchased 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 10. This is decades of building up a collection. Decades. Not just like in the last year. I actually say my bike has gone way down. But part of it is just like knowing your limits. Is like, if I get into 40K, I might as well fucking start smoking crack. Be the same thing. Hey, as I lost 75 pounds last year to try to stay sexy like you, handsome bastard. Oh, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, Miles Morales is the dark web. The dark web would be a good name. I like the dark web. I am down with the dark web. Congratulations on losing 75 pounds. That is awesome. Miles Morales is the new It's Okay to Be White. Yes. Disney is a trans band. Yes. Jeremy David and Baker Boy, thank you for the 2 British pound super chats. The Exalted Patriarch for $9.99. Didn't Alec call his daughter a pig over the phone? Yes. Adam Baldwin is the greatest Baldwin. This is true. And then I guess Mom is pretty cool too, because she's still around, by the way. Simp for Trump. Death Jews for €5 says, seen The Beekeeper this week. Echo would be so fast over it if someone kicked her leg out like they did in that movie. Thanks for keeping me sane. Hail FNT. Yes, there was a one-legged guy, and Jason Statham did what everybody else would do, kick out his fucking fake leg. Rye Lion for $1.99. Alec led the Film Actors Guild. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Tomato Truck for $5. Hail FNT. Happy birthday, Vivek. Rest in peace, Mark. And I'd vote for you, Shad. Your AI, obviously. Fan Man 81 for $20. Take my money. This was epic. Much love to Benny and the Fellowship. Hail. F for $10. FNT with Vivek. Just show him clips and images of the MCU and have him go into debate mode. The roasting of Disney would make the history books. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a couple videos, maybe one of mine, and then I'd show him a couple others, and he would be pretty much up to speed. He could figure out the rest. And Vivek, he doesn't need to be a presidential candidate. He can just roast people. He's pretty good at roasting people. I hear they're handing out free Kevlar vests at the Baldwin autograph, as they should, Scotty, for $4.99. Jiv Kerdalda for $10. Hail FNT. I would like to know if you think if Western media, i.e. movies, shows, and written stories, will ever get back to the golden age where it was about the hero's journey and not about the message. It is, but it'll happen with smaller studios, maybe the studio that was struggling through the Disney era that actually wants to make money, and it'll happen in the independent sphere. The only way it truly does take over, though, is through quality and consistency. Can't have one without the other. Quality and consistency. Quality and consistency. Say it after me. Quality and consistency. And that's in all spheres. That goes music, publishing, comics, movies, TV shows. TV shows having a hard time with it right now, quite frankly. Even if your series is good, you got to wait 2 years in between series. That's not sustainable at all. What was it? Peacock lost $2.7 billion last year. Collectively, Disney Plus lost about $3 billion last year on streaming alone. Paramount Plus lost a couple billion on streaming. Netflix made money. Netflix made money because they started focusing a little more on quality, and they did some shit right. Now they're still doing shit wrong. They're still coming out with The Witcher. They're still like absolute shit out there, but they're starting to get it, and that's going to be a big problem. Technically, Netflix isn't a studio. They'll call it a studio, but it's a tech company. It's a tech company in the guise of a studio, but it is now in absolute control of Hollywood right now. Absolute control. There's Amazon and Apple, but those are, again, vanity projects that are not profitable. There's a series that's basically that comes out of Band of Brothers, directed by Cary Fukunaga, who I directed True Detective Series 1, which is the best series of television I ever seen. About World War II, about the pilots in World War II. Nobody fucking heard of it. Like, unless you're one of the 25 million people subscribed to Apple Plus on that proprietary shit known as Apple products. nobody fucking heard of it because they don't promote it, because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Plus, they don't care. They don't really care. They sell phones. This is a vanity project that they'll probably get over someday. But yeah, I want to see it. I definitely want to see it. Sounds great. Sounds great. But nobody fucking heard of it. Not a single person has heard of it. That's not like deep, deep, deep into this stuff. And I am, and I hadn't heard of it. I didn't know that Cary Fukunaga was directing. I might have heard that they were producing it a couple of years ago, and just you hear Apple Plus and you go, yep. Darth Enron for $19.99. Disney eye sis like Buffalo Bill from the silent. Disney eye sis like sus like Buffalo Bill from the Silence of the Lambs, wearing a skin suits made of dead studios, and dancing in front of the investors, asking, "Would you buy me?" Yes, I'd buy me. I'd buy me so hard. Gary, like everyone on this platform, I credit you with the drive to start my own. My own TT is all about censorship. I catch a banana every week from misinformation. Hope to join the panel one day. Much love, says Lauren and Matt for $9.99. Yeah, they could hit me for my views on COVID and this, but I don't give a shit. Like that they're kind of like laying off on that. You just got to be smart. I mean, that's the thing. Right? I'd love to be fuck them. I'm just gonna go balls out, and then I'll languish on another platform after I get banned. I mean, it's like, you know what? You can get your point across. Just use other language. Is it fucking gay? Yeah. Is it stupid? Yeah. But best to stay in the belly of the beast for now. Andre C28 for $9.99. Can you imagine a movie that goes full on pronouns? There was one. Was it? Fuck. It was Kevin Bacon slasher film, super woke. Yeah. Carlos Rue for $2. What's the best Daredevil story, and is it in an omnibus? The best Daredevil story is Frank Miller's run, both of his runs, but I would Born Again. I'd probably lean towards Frank Miller and David Mazzucchelli's Born Again. But the initial run is one of the greatest, both of them greatest comic book runs of all time. Yes, they have omnibuses. Carlos Rue for $2. Thank you very much. Killed Vivek in Morrowind. Isaac Desamoro for $2. I don't know what that means. Rhino Helix for $10. Vivek articulated the politics are downstream of culture on FNT is one of the most amazing, unexpected moments so far. All hail Benny, and all hail FNT. Hail Benny Johnson. Get to see him this week, next weekend. Scarlett Edinburgh for €2. Cheers. Vivek will be the front man in 2028. Good luck to you, sir. Yep. Lauren and Matt. Thanks, Vivek, says Southeastern Kaiju for $2. Thank you. Dwayne W. for $20. Vivek, bright spot in politics. Looking forward to the future, and God bless America. God bless America. God bless Texas. Oilers Workshop for $4.99. Gary went from living in a bush in front of a Lon John Silver's to a presidential candidate wanting to be on a show. If that's not success, I don't know what is. Cheers. We have decided on the title of the book. Well, the head title. We had to fight the publisher on this one. They didn't like any of my suggestions, which were all plays on words and stuff, because you know how I do that in my videos. So it's just gonna be waiting for Nerdrotic. There's gonna be a subtitle, whatever it is. I forgot what it is, to be honest with you. And I got to go over chapters. It's Fast and Furious now. I got to go over chapters. I got to go talk to Eric, because like this publisher. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to like. I mean, I've put a bunch of money up front already. Whatever. I'm gonna have some printed out for pre-order, because like you're gonna be able. It's gonna be an ISBN. You're gonna be able to get them on at Barnes and Noble and Amazon and all that stuff. But you know, the margins suck. So I'd rather like do something, a pre-order where I fulfill, or we find somebody to fulfill. That's not Amazon. I mean, it's funny that my book will be there because I'll be criticizing the shit out of them later on in the book. But yeah, we'll let you know. But nothing will be announced until it is printed and done. Printed and done. Other than we're doing it, you know. Thanks for Vec. I read that one. What's up, Vake Skywalker? Says Jake Skywalker for $1.99. D Head for $10. Echo Season 2 starring Vivek Ramaswamy. Hail. Lady Aaron, Seraph of the Crow Goddess, has donated £1 British. We appreciate that. Feel like I missed one. Hang on. Nope. Okay. There we go. 50 Shades of Grayson for $1.99 says Hail Vivek. VP Ramaswamy says Ian Slater. Taylor Falk for $9.99. Vivek dropping in on FNT is the best moment ever. Vivek 2028 says Jackson loves Nintendo. Jamaican Bacon for $5 says Hail Gary, can't wait to see you and the fellowship at MegaCon Orlando. Is there going to be any meetup? Also, try out the sports bar Cheers here in town. There is a meetup. I forgot what it's, someplace that sounds like a strip joint. Go to the Geeks and Gamers website for all the information. They are handling all the information. There is a meetup Saturday night. You got to RSVP. Yeah, go to geeksandgamers.com. There is a meetup Saturday 7. Toy Fic falafel, sorry, for 25 Martian pesos. Did you see the article on the rumors about the Rings of Power Season 2? Yes, made a video about it. You need to check it out, and you and the panel react to it. Hell, made a video about it. Made a whole video about it. Go check it out. Benny, why hasn't anyone referred to the possible Trump-Tucker ticket on TNT? The memes would fall like manna from heaven. Oh, maybe because we actually didn't talk about Trump. Like Benny knows, like we don't talk about president. Like me talking about presidential politics will be like Tim Pool talking about Star Trek Picard. Okay, we all have our strengths and our weaknesses, right? And like you go to Tim Pool for presidential politics. And if he wants to talk about Star Trek Picard, that's cool. Nothing against him. But, you know, I'd listen. There's a few people I'd listened to before. Yeah. Robert Meyer Burnett. It's all good. But that's why Friday Night Tights is, well, yes, we'll dabble in there and we'll call out Woke Hollywood, but it's supposed to be alternative programming to what will be. Will it be worse than 2020? No, I don't think so. I really don't. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Josh Kelsey for 20. I'm trying to compare January 2020 to January now. A lot of people had no clue that they were about to shut down. But we started hearing things. I don't know. I started hearing things when I was in New York in October. So, but I don't think anybody seriously thought they would shut down for 2 or 3 years in some places, but they did. Josh Kelsey drops 20 and leaves. Yeah, time will tell. Time will tell. We're through the first month, and I don't think it's as bad as 2020, but there's still 11 months to go. So there you go. Been snowed in here in North Alabama all week, but knowing Echo is the official voice and the hands for deaf community has helped. War Eagle to Jeremy and Hail FNT. Whoa, bro, for $19.99. Yeah, War Eagle. Roll Eagle. War Tide, whatever you guys say over there. Can't you just get along? Really? Ogre of Gormley for 20 British pounds, proper money. Hail, first time super chat. Finally, catching you boomers live. I'm celebrating that after a year of unemployment, I've just landed a dream job. Well done. Kicking back with FNT and a glass of Black Nika I got in Japan. Hail. All right. Enjoy the, I'm guessing that's a liquor. Long-term lurker, first-time chatter. Ooh. Hey, Gary and company. I've been following you since Shad first guest starred and loved you ever since. Only have $10. That's fine. You don't have to have done anything. It's all good. I appreciate any of it. All of it. Just you being here, you lurking, whatever. You guys are awesome. But I'll have more to say next time. And just, yeah. Hero of Game for $10. Hail, brother. P Fry 66 for $10. I was wondering why Echo is rated TVMA when then I remembered that silence is violence. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. Poor J and X-Ray Girl. Let's go FNT. Roland A. Ramirez. Fuck poor J and poor X-Ray Girl. What are you talking about? They get more love than the rest of the hosts combined. Or maybe Az. Between Az and Jay, they pretty much take up all the female simps on this entire platform. On this entire platform.
The world is burning. Let's masturbate. People in the Houses of Parliament masturbate. People in Buckingham Palace, they masturbate. People at the United Nations, they masturbate. Watercolor artists, they masturbate.
Yep. People love that guy. He's the most popular YouTuber under 100,000 subscribers in the history of anything. And we love him. We love Jay. I love roasting Jay. It is, it's fun. I do it because it's fun, but because I love him too. He's all, oh man, oh, he's roasting me on FNT. Yep. By the way, that's exclusive video. You know, it's been going around of what he was reacting to. That's what he's reacting to. You know, I don't judge. I don't judge much. Okay, I judge. Ogre. I read that one. Hall of Game. Read that one. Pixie Caleb for $9.99. Hail Friday Night Tights. I'm going to MegaCon Orlando. Ah, so am I. What a coincidence. It's my first convention. Oh, well, it's a big convention. I think Ryan said 180,000 people. That's only no, it's about 30 to 40,000 off of Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con. Well, that's the cap put on by the fire chief. In downtown San Diego, they get about 1.5 million people a day down there. So, but that's the cap. So that's a big fucking con. That's a huge con. And I was wondering if you have any tips for a newbie. Have fun. Have fun. Plan your day. Wear comfortable shoes. You know, our good friend Eric July is going to be wearing his New Balances, his white New Balance shoes. So maybe, yeah, don't wear, like I wore, I stopped wearing them, but I've worn 3 kind of shoes my entire life. Somebody was, because I wear New Balance at the gym. I don't wear it in public. I don't know. And then I was told I need to up my shoe game. Here's my fucking shoe game for 5 decades. Chuck Taylor Converse All-Stars. I retired those about 8 years ago. Vans and Doc Martens. That's my shoe game for over 5 decades. I only wear like sneakers in the gym. You know, the kind of like, like people talk about Jordans, all that stuff. No. Nike or whatever. I just wear it in the gym. To me, it's like wearing sweats in public. I just don't do it. I just don't. Not that I'm some fashion guru. I've been dressing the same for decades. Some comic book or punk rock T-shirt, black jeans, because black never goes out of style. And I don't wear white shoes. A, it's racist.
People.
And B, they get dirty easy. There you go. That's way too much information you wanted to know about me. But no, for a newbie, wear comfortable shoes. Don't wear flip-flops. I'll wear flip-flops once in a con. It's a fucking bad idea. And if you're gonna go comic shopping, have a list. It's really hard to go in and just random because like then you know, like me, I buy a bunch of doubles. I have so many fucking doubles of shit that I forgot I had. But have fun. Have fun. I would say experience the con. Don't get caught up in celeb lines. Go see Gina Carano, but outside of everybody else, whatever. Don't get caught up in waiting in line the whole fucking time. Just experience the con and have, you know, a con is really, all cons are pretty much the same. It's who you're with. You know, it's like going to Vegas. Go to Vegas by yourself, probably not going to have a great time. You know, go to Vegas with a bunch of your idiot friends like I do and be knuckleheads all weekend. And you have the greatest time. And I don't gamble. I don't drink. Little gambling. Little bit. I play a little blackjack. But I don't drink. And I have the best time in Vegas. And we usually just walk up and down the strip or just bullshit in some corner of a casino or something like that. That's all what we do. By the way, Vegas will be announced after MegaCon. So we have the dates. We have everything kind of ready to go. But let's do one meetup. So I'd say the week after MegaCon, we'll announce the dates in Vegas. Which will be in April. Book Runners 66 for $10. When the FNT crew are in Orlando, you may want to check out an auto museum called Desertland. The last time I was there, it had Mad Max original Ford Falcon from the first two movies. Oh, I might want to check that out. Kaloth for $10. Hail from the frigid north of Massachusetts. Check out Clownfish. They just did a thing on Hasbro boycott being called for by retailers. Looks like Hasbro is going to go down like a banana in X-ray car. Yep. Clownfish is great, by the way. Love Clownfish. Judicon for $10. Hail, Gary. What's the latest info on the Vegas meetup in April? I'm looking forward to seeing everyone again, and I need to start planning now. Hail to the chat and the 199. We're going to be there. So what we do in Vegas is we do our shit on the weekday. Because it's cheaper for everybody. We try to like reduce. Vegas can be expensive. All right. But really it's not because the hotel rates are usually a little cheaper than they would be in San Diego or New York because they want you to gamble. So you can go to, I went to Vegas all the time in my 20s. I was fucking poor. And I managed to go to Vegas with like a couple $100 in my pocket and gas money in my 85 Toyota pickup. And I drive out there, have a great time with $200 and my gas money. So yeah, we try to make it as cheap as possible, and we do it during the week. The event will be free. I can tell you the parameters, right? So we're doing it the same week as CinemaCon, second week of April. So it's like 8th through 11th. But I think ours is going out to the 13th. But I'll give you it. We know when the meetup is, where the meetup is. We will have the RSVP ready right after MegaCon. Mrs. Nerdrotic. Like we've done this a couple of years now. And we've refined things, and there'll be some other extra stuff, and yeah, it'll be fun. Dude, last year we were walking around Fremont. We just say, "Hey, meet us at Fremont." And there was a gaggle of us, a murder of us, a gang of us, a flock of nerds running around Fremont Street, just being idiots. It was kind of fun. I loved it. I loved it. Okay, so that's it for the 19th. Wait. Oh, I did last week's first. I'm an idiot because no, wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, that's it for the 19th. We're going to hit the 26th. Let me get some new stuff. You guys are bad. I mean, you're good, but you're bad. Let's get some new stuff. The real JBC for $5 says, what's it gonna take to get you back in the city of heroes? Find me as Devilhead, Fire, Brute on Indomitable. You know you want to. I do, and City Heroes gave a license to somebody, so it's legit. It's legit. I just need to be able to create my character again. But it'll take time. I actually it's fun. I find gaming fun. I can't do it for hours. I'll get bored, but I'm not the kind of person unless I'm making something, like editing or recording. I can't sit down and do anything for hours and hours on end. I'm too much of a fucking ant. My dad called it ants in my pants. Ants in my pants. So yeah. So gaming for that's why I like old console games. I've been waiting for my game room to be finished for 2 years because my Sega Amazing Spider-Man game broke on the move, which I'm totally bummed about, but I sunk thousands of dollars into it and with original parts. And I finally just said, fuck the original parts. I don't care about them anymore. I want an LED screen in there. I just want the cabinet, whatever. And I got a guy to custom make us something that'll have the original Sega Spider-Man game with all the, the 4 controllers, and then a bunch of other games that have 4 controllers on it. So he's been doing that, but he's in Austin, and it's taken a long time. It's finally going to be done within a week. Finally. Then I will be able to spend time in my game room where I've got Guitar Hero and Rockstar and PS1, 2, 3. Think Before You Sleep got me this awesome Nintendo setup, and I will be spending time in my game room. I might even do some live streams from down there. I have a giant Superman statue in there. The Carnivore Trucker became a YouTube member. Hail. Welcome. A little later today, 3 hours from now, we're going to do Forbidden Frontier with Shad. Going to talk about some weird stuff. That's what we do. Adam will be with us. Quarter Black Garrett, X-Ray Girl. She'll probably get mad at me about the thumbnail. She probably should. Mr. H says new Iron Fist is female. MCU says Wild Hunter for £2 British. Yes, I saw the same report on Twitter. They did it in the comics. They're not changing. These people aren't changing. How can the people who made the MCU now walk away from it? This is why you don't play the identity politics game. It's not a game you can just leave. It's not a game you can just leave. The woke ass Captain Black Falcon America man is going to be woke. Blade is going to take place in the 30s and be about racism. They're still making Agatha. They're still making Ironheart, who in the show says at one point, I'm going to make my armor better than Tony. It ain't going anywhere. And even if they do change, they're rewriting Fantastic Four. Guess who's rewriting the script? The idiots who made the fucking Loki series and Moon Knight. It's bad. Can't wait for your book. Any updates? Rick Garner for $20. Thank you. Yes, we're getting through it, and they think they can have it out by summer. I think it'll be fall. Because I'll probably put a bunch of notes on it and stuff. But maybe summer. We're getting through it. But thank you for being I'm glad you're looking forward to it, and I really appreciate that. But I will I can constantly update you now. I can. It's okay for me to do that. We're trying to figure out how to fulfill things on our own. Because I want this book to be as cheap as humanly possible. Proceeds from this book are largely going to go to my kid. I'm a capitalist. I'm a businessman. I want to maximize my profits, and I think it would be better not to give all that money to Amazon, because that would just make me a little sick inside. It's going to be available there. I'm not going to make it not available there, but I don't want it to be the primary thing. I just don't. Gary, who do you want to win between the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs? I care nothing about. I fucking hate the Chiefs because they're a divisional rival of the Chargers. Not just because of Taylor Swift. Listen, fuck Taylor Swift. She's everything wrong with music. Baltimore Ravens. But that's more because I'm rooting against the Chiefs. I don't hate the Ravens, but I see the Ravens as the old Browns, as the team that got ripped out of fucking Cleveland. That never should have happened. And as somebody who's had my team ripped out of my city, I have great sympathy for any fucking city that's happened to. It's terrible. So yeah, I'm glad the Browns are back in Cleveland where they belong. And it sucks that ever happened. But I'm still going for the Ravens. As far as the NFC Championship, I mean, yeah, I watched a lot of 49er games in my 18 years in San Francisco and had a lot of fun, So that kind of almost became my second favorite team, but I'm rooting for the Lions, baby. For my boy Chris. I'm rooting for the Lions just because it's a fun story and they've never been to a Super Bowl ever. So I want the Lions to win it all. Don't think they will. I actually think I think Baltimore's probably going to win it all. They beat the snot out of some good teams. Just got to look at that. Wild Hunter, 9 out of 10 film. Scouring of the Shire for 10 out of 10. I want it all. But we're not, that's the best we're ever going to get. Like they could come out and try to make a Lord of the Rings series now, but they would be forced to put a bunch of fucking diversity that would just completely take you out of Tolkien's world. Unless you did the diversity the way he wanted it done, which they won't because they think they can do better and they won't come at it with the respect that Peter Jackson did. All these fucking idiots see is race because they're racist. Gary, did you know what was the last donor of Alyssa Milano's baseball fund? It was Chris Benoit. No, it wasn't. Was it? I was at Jay's stream and he showed it. Oh, Angmar, WK. That is... that's great. That is great. We are Road Crew. This is Decky69 for $2. What is your opinion on Nagirls? I know Ryan is a fan. Nagirls? I don't discriminate against any girl. Whether they wear nega bands or not,
The American Society of Magical Negroes.
Hail, Gary. Have you read Fatal from Image Comics? It's by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips about a hot chick on the run from a Cthulhu cult. You'd like it. Yes, I have. I like Brubaker. I think he's pretty good. And I like Sean Phillips' art. Yes. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. There we go. Did you see LML's new Deep One vid of A Song of Ice and Fire? Makes me even angrier that the show of the cosmic horror robbed from it. Yes. I have not seen the video, but it does make me angry that they removed all the cosmic horror that is supposed to be in it. That is a major influence on it. That would be Dan and Dave, who like really wanted to downplay the magic, but the magic is fucking downplayed in the book. Like Preston Jacobs out there is still out there thinking that there's no magic. It's just some sci-fi. It's like, yeah, you know what? It probably is a post-apocalyptic sci-fi world with magic because George threw everything in that he loved, including cosmic horror. But I'm sure the waxy feeling brown, like the sea stone chair and the mazes, the stuff they found is from some ancient advanced civilization because he's basing it on cosmic horror, which is also based on mythology, which is based on Atlantis with us, of a mother civilization that was more advanced that died in a golden age or golden era. Yeah, that's why you got to know your mythology, baby. You got to know your mythology. And I'm no fucking expert on anything, but yeah, that's the best. That's like the Empire of the Dawn and all that stuff is fucking cool stuff. I wish he'd finish the fucking book, which he's not going to do. Gary, I'm watching 80s TV show due to lack of content today. Began with Quantum Leap and now on Magnum PI. Would you be interested in reviewing 80s TV shows? I mean, Eddie Brock, 9043, sure. I mean, we're going through Buffy, and I think I'm going to dive into Stargate next. We're doing Buffy. Once we're done with Buffy, we've been doing a Buffy Angel watch, but then there's the last season of Angel. Then I'm going to mix in Firefly. Then I'm probably going to bounce in between Star Trek and Stargate. That'll probably be my next one. It's been a while since I rewatched Star Trek, and I was watching the Star Trek trivia videos on Red Letter Media, which are great. They're fucking great. Love them. Did you see Chris Benoit was the last donor to Alyssa Milano's baseball team? I just heard Lord Botha for $4.99. That's fucking hilarious. Things I didn't have on my 2024 bingo card: a presidential candidate on FNT, Ben Shapiro rapping, Nicki Minaj congratulating Ben Shapiro on his rap. It's strange timeline. It's a strange timeline. ARG, another name for 1999. I'm kind of liking it. Gary, can you explain your hand tattoos? It looks like you're some type of Celtic biker gang. No, they're like all this is all like pop culture references. Well, for one, that's my wife's nickname right there, Mel. You see Mel. And then my nickname, I gotta take my ring off, is Beak. Boondock Saints, Seal of Rassilon. Explained. That's the doctor's name. I've got BPRD. I've got a Spider-Man. I've got like all kinds of shit. That's just the only stuff that's kind of original are my vines, are my devil vines. But that comes from an artist. Yeah, someday. But gotta leave some stuff to mystery, don't you? But hell, thank you for the $5. Deneska, or €5. Sorry. Normie friendly book title: Stumble, Surviving, Making It Through the Gen X American Dream. Optional, one day at a time, depending on the tone of the book. It's going to be something to that effect on the subtitle, right? It's going to be Waiting for Nerdrotic, and it's going to be from prison to YouTube or something like that. Something like that. I can't remember. I know it's my own book, but I wanted to be something clever, and I really couldn't think of it. And there was stuff like one that was close, but I hate the fucking word, right? But I hate the word. But something like this, because it would have kind of worked, but I don't consider myself this word. That's why I nixed it. But I misheard something, and it was Under the Influencer. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of clever. Under the influence, except I'm not an influencer and I fucking hate that word. So never mind. Gary, in your opinion, why was nothing been done about the Gotcha Man Battle of the Planets? Everything else has been redone. Loved this as a kid. Be glad it's not redone. Just love what's there. Maybe if somebody turns CERN on and we get back into the right timeline, sure. Mad Dog 375. Mr. Nerdrotic, when you are going to grace us with your presence in South Dakota, it would be lovely to see you in person and call you Gary. Leslie Cohen for $10. Maybe if I make a pilgrimage up to Roscoe someday to go pay respects to my grandma and a lot of my relatives who are now buried there. Can't visit them. I'll get back up there someday. I spent a lot of time there, like a lot of time there, in Roscoe, which is by Ipswich. I also love the Black Hills. They're fucking awesome. And I want to go check out Deadwood and all that. So yeah, we'll go up there. Maybe we'll do a meetup in the Black Hills. Going to see Godzilla. Maybe we'll do a meetup at Mount Rushmore. That would be fucking awesome. Going to see Godzilla minus color, my 11th viewing. Fucking that's a fucking nerd right there. Yes. Goji the King for $2. All right, we're gonna do one more of these, and then I'm gonna jump back. Disney are out there trying to make ethnically okay. Sorry, Gorbs. I'm a little slow in the uptake. Ethnically diverse characters and failing due to that being their whole personality. Yes. Meanwhile, Gun X Sword has drunk space Mexican Power Rangers, which are hilarious. What is not funny about drunk space Mexican Power Rangers? That's fucking awesome. Everything about that is awesome. Everything about Mexico is awesome. Except for the corruption and the drug lords. The food's great though. People fucking great. Warhammer 40K or crack? Crack would be cheaper. You are right. All right. We'll get to some of the newer ones. I will remember. Not your friend pal will get to you. But we got to go to. I got to watch my time here too. The last Friday Night Tights. Here we go. Samurai Night Fever for $25. Now listen to the groove. You got to listen well. Oh, wait. Now listen to the groove. You have to listen well. That is Ray. I like it. That is the Ray. I like it. Thank you, Samurai Night Fever. We appreciate it. Serious question. Ball lightning. Is it natural phenomenon or a brand of lubricant Roland uses when shaving? Roland. It's Roland. We've discovered the mystery. We'll talk about that on Forbidden Frontier. Ball lightning solved. It's Roland the Wretched's very smoothly waxed balls. Booger for $25 says, what the fuck's a frush? It's when you frush the toilet. Crit Nature for $10. Hail FNT regarding the D-Files. In my opinion, a well-respected Hollywood veteran needs to step up and embarrass these clowns live on the Oscars. Maybe someday, like a retired actor like Daniel Day-Lewis. What do you think? Is there a possibility for that? It's I've said this in the past. I can't remember if I said it in my next video. I really should. It's one thing to hear it from a bunch of dudes and gals in their spare bedrooms, surrounded by their plastic pals. It's another thing to hear it from professionals in the industry by name, but they would be blacklisted forever. Because right now there's this unholy alliance of the state, corporatism, the unions, and the agents. You would get canceled. I mean, it would be bad enough to be canceled by one of those, right? But you'd absolutely be dropped by your agency, like Gina was. Gina was dropped by her agency. So the leeches who supposedly help you find work and take a piece of your paycheck, Gina wasn't good enough for them anymore. The fucking leeches. By the way, agents are leeches. Find somebody you trust in your family they can't negotiate. Why not? Are you telling me agents are lawyers? Most of them are not. This isn't fucking Entourage. Although a great comedy would be a woke Entourage, but making fun of woke shit. Just pick a subject and make fun of woke shit, and you'd have a great comedy. Or, just let us keep doing what we're doing. I'm fine with that too. Hail FNT regarding... I read that one. Okay, I haven't read the rest. Hollywood veteran needs to step up. An Oscar like Daniel Day-Lewis. What do you think? Is there a possibility for that? Well, we saw Ricky Gervais do it right in their fucking faces. And we saw, Ryan brought this up. We saw who the cool ones were. The people who are laughing their asses off, they're the cool ones. They're the ones who could take a joke. They're the ones who probably don't totally believe in that shit. Jonathan Pryce, Tom Hanks take themselves very seriously. They are thespians, actors. We help change the world. When we're riding around in our yachts, sitting in the safety of our $6 million mansions, we have time to pontificate more than the little people who are too busy working. We have time to think about the bigger problems of the world because, quite frankly, we're better because we can memorize lines written by other people. God, we're awesome. That's Tom Hanks. That's Jonathan Pryce. They're fucking retarded, by the way. Matthew Purakta for $5. That has been imbued with the power of the wolf-like demigod spirit. And oh my God, I think I just described a furry. I think I have some life choices to reevaluate. All hail Friday Night Tights. Click, click, bang. Click, click to you. A clarification for my super chat from a couple of weeks ago. No, my leather shop does not do furry shit. I tried the name of a company with a novelty I published, or a short novel published called The Dog King and the Empty Castle. The story centers around a woodland hermit. Okay, Dog King Leather, you're either S&M or you're furry or you're both or you're not. But it's okay. We don't judge here. Ryan judges you. I will not. KC Love 78 for $5. First comment ever. Can't wait to see y'all. MegaCon. I'll be there. I'll be the chick who looks way out of place because I'm coming from CattleCon, which will be going on in the convention center at the same time. Cows and FNT crew, two of my favorite things. Yeehaw. Oh, you could be a cowgirl. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You won't be out of place. You've been at Comic-Con. Just say you're cosplaying. Zodlander for $20. Zodlander. It's sad to see a qualified person get fired because of the activists, but it helps the purge of the woke pandemic. I'm all for it. By the way, Shad, how is it going with the Titans world? I'll ask Shad tonight when I see him in about 3 hours. EMP Paladin for $5. Hail from Sapin. Life's been rough, but y'all make it much more bearable. Happy birthday again to Mr. Silverback himself. Happy birthday, as another person. Motivation says happy birthday, as. Thank you for the $5.99 and $5 respectively. Texan Trucker for $10. Razor Darlin. We've been getting missionary Godspeeds, and it's all fine and dandy, but sometimes we need to hear the good old God fucking speed to go along with it. Could you let me know when your next metal mythos is? And also Terran's 3 sizes. I think he just did one. He just did one for Alice Cooper, like within the last couple months. Those take a lot of work. I'll ask him though. My kids watched them all. I've watched them all. Yo, Jim Bonin. These are super chats now. Those were Streamlab donations for $10. Was looking forward to seeing you at MegaCon next week, but just got the word I need a pacemaker ASAP. I almost said peacemaker. I'll be watching. Have fun. Love you all. Dude, it's all right. Lots of opportunities to see us, maybe even closer to your home this year. Take care of yourself. It's all good. It's all good. Just make sure that ticker's okay. Dylan Killen for $2. Hey, Razor, when do we get a Tim Pool metal mythos? Alexander Ferris for $5. I am different to Taylor Swift. I am indifferent to Taylor Swift. I agree. Yeah, it's whatever. Here's the fact. She's pretty close to hitting the wall. It's pretty close to hitting the wall. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. Live in Maze for $4.99. Why did Razor say TNA drew a 2 with Russo? The best they did was a 1.5. Then Hogan debuted and got destroyed on Mondays. Russo averaged a 1.2 on Spike. On TNA. I wasn't watching that one. That was weird. A lot of wrestling talk. Listen, my wrestling knowledge goes up to about the mid 90s. That's about it. As you're a cunt. Yep. Scott Mangus, think of $1.99. Odin's son 99M, thank you for the $5. He's called as a cunt. I did too. E. Smith for $4.99. Razor looking forward to the small combo purchase of Ghost of the Badlands. Also, please have Taryn unblock me for Razor Fist Arcade. Mwahaha. Godspeed. Why did he block you? Maybe Taryn had a reason. I don't know. We'll put in a good word for you. Okay, brother. Thank you, E. Smith. You should check out Ben Shapiro's rap song. Facts. I did. Tongue-in-cheek wise, I thought it was funny. I thought it was fine. I think it's good to not be serious about yourself. I think I don't know if some people interpret it as like them going at it like seriously, because it was tongue-in-cheek. It was self-aware. I think it's fine. As a troll, I think it's funny. Anything approaching, especially trolling mass media, mass corporations, anytime you can do that, I think it's good. Trolling is part of life. You got to take the good with the bad. But I think trolling brings balance to the world. Again, it's not all good. It's not all perfect. But yet, in a free society with free speech, it's got to exist. So you got to take the bad with the good. Brightest Day audiobooks for $2. It was in New London, right next to my job. Okay. You should check out. Oh, I read that one. Gary, I'm a younger comic fan who has a whole lot to catch up on. Well, you're lucky. You're young. You got the rest of your life. There's a lot of old books. You don't even need to get in the new shit. There's a lot of old books that are cheap. Are there any unbiased reviewers you can recommend for me to sort out the good from the bad? As far as are we talking about like Marvel and DC stuff? Ooh, older stuff. We give suggestions on Real BBC for back issues. There's not too much new stuff we really review or cover other than if our friend releases something like Eric or what I can recommend if you're just looking for like mainstream stuff, it's I would go with Big Game. I would anything Mark Millar is producing right now. The new Conan book with Titan. There's very few books I'm picking up. That's a good fucking book. That's a good book. As far as the independent sphere, you're going to get first-time writers for the most part. You're going to get first-time writers. And I would say, pick and choose what you like on that one. It's the independent scene. That's the way it is. It's the way it is. Kind of all over the map. There's some good stuff. There's some good starts. But if you want something like, I need like top tier comic book stuff, Mark Millar's Big Game. The Millar World shit has been fucking sick. And the art's been like, and then the stuff going before it, you know, Nemesis's Return, Ambassador, love that shit. But that's mainstream stuff. Mainstream stuff. As far as channels, though, I don't think too many channels review comics. Your boy Zach, when he was doing it, he's taking some time off to focus on his publishing, which I respect. Perch. Oh, there's another one. Hang on. I'm blanking on the name now. I am blanking. I'm trying to look it up. What the fuck? I'll think of it later. There is one more that I'm completely brain farting on right now. Hey, Razor, when's Sabaton? Someday. I'll ask her for him someday. Hey, Razor, and that is from Dylan Killen for $2. Daniel Moore for $10. Hail, Razor. Hail, Fellowship. Has anyone read the book series by Joseph Ansbach and Nick Cole, Galaxy's Edge? Look forward to MegaCon 199. I've heard of it, though, especially when Galaxy's Edge was being named. UAE money is dirhams, Gary, says Justin Martin. You know, I have just, is that United? Oh, United Arab Emirates is dirhams. It's called dirhams. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate it. Anything I don't recognize monetarily, I just call it Martian peso. No offense, but you know. Vincent Turcotte for 5 Canadian pesos. Want to see some good news? Fans remade Warcraft 2 and Warcraft 3, and it's glorious. Warcraft Chronicles of the Second War. They put Blizzard to shame. Hail. Love it when they do that. Andrew Trenkle for $2. Hail all. Anyone hear of the new Saxon album? No, I have not. Is it good? Philip A. Demick for $2. We need more commie unity. Yeah, we need them all in one place so they can just go away. Justin Martin for $5. Speaking of F's, Razor, what is up with the no God fucking speed at the end of your rants anymore? I've heard that talk. He talked about it on Twitter. He gives an explanation on Twitter. Is Razor Fist the long last son of Itagaki, the creator of Ninja Gaiden Xbox? I have not gone through Razor's 23andMe. I don't know. Maybe. Rainer Belmont for $4.99. We demand Gundam and Razor at the same time on FNT. Okay, we'll make that happen. That'd be crazy. Tarot Bullet News for $5. Tag team champions. Jay for $20. Concerning U.S. kid cartoons, inconsistency, and becoming so infantile. Nearly 20 years ago on Spectacular Spider-Man, the lizard's son was afraid of being eaten by him since the lizard eats its offspring. This was on broadcast TV. Yes. 10 years ago, the Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and Spectacular Spider-Man were some of the best animated, written animated stuff for Marvel, and it was immediately canceled when Disney bought Marvel. So if you want a really good animated Avengers series, Earth's Mightiest Heroes was fantastic. The stuff they did after that was complete shit. Spectacular Spider-Man, never loved the animation much, like the theme song. It was fun, but really loved what they changed with Eddie Brock, making him kind of like a big brother presence to Peter. I thought that was an interesting change. I liked it a lot. So did my kid. Spectacular Spider-Man. That was a good theme. Make Garrett say this word. Saratoga. No helping Ryan. Sal the hamster for $9.99. For $20 for Mark Klein. Hail Friday Night Tyson, the Fellowship. Like to give a shout out to my crew at Kamikaze Comics in San Diego. Keep the faith. Hail, I know Kamikaze. Okay. I almost said it twice. Kamikaze Comics in San Diego. I am completely aware of that shop. Support your local comic shops. Once they're gone, they're gone. Rage Against the Dying of the Light. Cheers. Is Kamikaze still around? I shopped there for many years. Now, I prefer Southern California comics. I think I think it's just objectively a better store. But let me see. Let me see if Kamikaze Comics is still around. Yeah. Closes today at 5. Located in Madison Square, 5517 Claremont Mesa Boulevard, Suite E, San Diego, California, 92117. Now I got to shout out my friend shop or he'd get mad at me. Southern California Comics. It's right near the mic drop where Chrissy plays. Best back issue collection in Southern California. That counts LA, by the way. That counts LA. SoCal Comics. It is closed on Sunday. It will open at 10 a.m. on Monday. It is located at 8280 Claremont Mesa Boulevard, Suite 124, San Diego, California, 92111. SoCalComics.com, owned by my good friend and former mentor, still a mentor in life, Jamie Newbold. Jamie Newbold, one of the greatest retailers ever, and the single best grader of comics I have ever seen. He is the fucking Yoda of grading comics. Jamie Newbold. Good man. That's a good man. Former San Diego Police Department cop, former cop. Injured on the job. In service to you and me. Gary, we like a nooner, but not with so much sloppy seconds, says Magnum Popeye. Oh. It's funny because it's true. It's heartwarming to see the rebellious spirit of 1776 coming back and just lay waste to so much across so many industries. I agree. Hello, X-ray girl. Hello. For Ryan's King Tut chair, hail the Tut chair. Hail Ryan. I still think he was drunk on Star Wars Theory. I have not gotten confirmation, but I've seen Ryan drunk, and that looked like drunk Ryan to me. Lucas for $10. Razor Fist thinks Abraham Lincoln was a tyrant and the Civil War was fought over slavery. He has multiple videos and defends the Confederate States of America. Well, what Razor Fist does is explains history as it was. My take on it is Lincoln became a tyrant because he felt he had to. And I think a very good argument can be made that the war was not no, it wasn't entirely fought over slavery. That's well known, by the way. It was states' rights. Basically a states' right issue and an economic issue. The slavery was part of the economic. Yes, there was large swaths of people in the North, including Underground Railroad and Puritan Christians who were absolutely against slavery, like from Jump Street. And that was part of it. But we can't, a lot of history is fiction. It's written by the victors. But I think the truth matters more. The fact that it ended slavery is good, but slavery didn't end until a little while after. And you have to talk to the indigenous people who kept slaves for a lot longer about that. But slavery is bad. I don't think I'm going out on a limb by saying that. And it is still very prevalent in the continent of Africa and in the Middle East. Lots of slavery still going on. Lots and lots of it. Maximilian, but yeah, it's an interesting video. Maximilian Millerick for $10 Australian dollars. Nerdrotic, is that as his head in the golden Spartan helm in the background? Yeah, that is actually King Theoden's helmet. And yes, it's as his head. For $10, Nerdrotic, in your opinion, how well did the DC or Marvel Universe fare against the flood from the Halo games? Shad Brooks What game, movie, or TV show most accurately portrays swords? Ooh, I'll ask him that tonight. Oh, okay. I don't think Halo specifically, when it started coming out, affected comic books. Games did. Games overall stole market share from comic books. No, I can't say stole. Conquered market share from comic books. Kids just started getting interested in different things, and they lost a generation. They also lost a generation by fucking around a lot over the last, we're going on a decade of woke comic books. And it just hasn't fucking worked. But pride is a motherfucker, isn't it? Pride is a sin, and it is a motherfucker. The cumulative hangover will literally kill me, says Lord, 2 for $10. For $6.66, Alexander Fierus. Yes, R.I.P. Lemmy, true heavy metal god. Absolutely. As is Wonky Eyebrow for £2 British. That pic of Vince looks like Frank Gore in his 40s. That's true. Vince McMahon. Oh, that's cold. As is Wonky Eyebrow. Maximilian Millerick for $20 Australian. Hey, erotic nerd. Hey now. Would it be better to buy DC movies or animated movie TV series? For the panel, older DC animated movies are really fucking good. For the panel, what would be your top recommendation movie or TV series? For Senpai Az, will you be playing Gollum again anytime soon? I don't think you will. Like a recommended TV series, are we talking relatively new? Are we going old? I can maybe rattle off my top 5 TV series of all time. So it would be Twilight Zone. It will be Doctor Who, old in the early Russell T Davies era. Of course, all of Star Trek up to Kurtzman. It's fine. Go with that. Deadwood, Rome, Carnival. These are fucking great shows. Some of them ended before they should have, but that's the way it goes with good stuff. True Detective season 1, Battlestar Galactica, little wonky ending. I liked it. A lot of people didn't. Of course, Buffy and Angel, Farscape. Might give you enough. Babylon 5. These are all really good fucking shows. X-Files. That'll keep you busy for a long time. Later seasons suck. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sopranos, The Wire, Shield. Not Agents of Shield, The Shield. Deadwood's fucking awesome. Hell on Wheels. Good show. Hell on Wheels. Justified. Banshee. There. Those are good shows. Frederick Reimer for $20. What IP would each of you on the panel like or adapted into a Hollywood bigwigs were sincere in trying to win back favor from the fans? Mine would be live action adaptation of Star Wars Republic Commando game. Elric. If we had a sincere person who knew the lore, absolutely Elric. But not the Hollywood of today. Stay the fuck away from it. Don't touch it. Just tell everybody, yeah, they totally copied Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire and Elric. Or sorry, A Song of Ice and Fire and Warhammer 40K, and it's just a ripoff of all that. Yeah. Just tell everybody in Hollywood that so they won't adapt it and realize that Warhammer 40K and everything came from fucking Elric and other things too. Samuel Hera for $20. Can Daisy carry Star Wars? No. Alexander Furus for $20. Punisher Warzone had a female director. Yes, it did. And it ruled because it was good storytelling. Fucking bravo. Yes. I found an old picture of me and Ray when he came over to my shop to promote it. It's on Twitter. You got to scroll down a little bit. But yeah, I found some old shit that's still around on the interwebs that I might share with you someday. I just completely, I've created a lot of channels. A lot. And honestly completely forgot about a couple of them until I came across them. I'm like, oh shit, I don't remember doing that. but I did. The Gaming Angel for $19.99, part 1. I hope it's okay for me to show a small part of my channel. Of course it is. My friends and I are taking a page from Chris Gore's book, and like how he did with his own Oscar stream, we are going to do with Game Awards stream tonight. Oh, I'm sorry I missed it. It will be 7 p.m. Central Time. That's a good idea, though. That's a way to make award shows fun. Chris, of course, will forget to invite me to the Oscars, and I'll show up. The Gaming Angel for $9.99 on the channel is called Cool Man 299. Our game awards is called Gamers Choice Awards. We pick winners, but every single category will have chat say the gamers should decide who wins. So that is called Cool Man 229. Go check out his channel. The Gaming Angel for $9.99, part 3. Audience participation is key part of our stream. To be successful, we would mean the world to us if you guys could give us a shout out. We hope to make a good show. Hail the Fellowship. And I hope you did. Go back. You can watch the replay. This Cat Matt for $2. God bless you guys with excellence. Cheers. I like the idea and the sincerity of you trying to bless us with something we will never have. I appreciate that. Max Legrand for 5 Canadian pesos. Hi guys, The Chosen season 4 is about to get a nationwide theatrical release for it to go on streaming. That show is changing the way TV is made. Hell yeah, it is. It is. That's Angel Studios, right? What's the cringiest movie you've ever watched? Cringiest. It's an MCU movie for sure. I think it's between Thor: Love and Thunder and the Marvels. We're talking about a movie, right? It is pretty fucking cringe. I've seen a lot of bad movies, but cringe? Different type. Madam Web might take the cake. We'll see. It looks pretty fucking cringe. Blabs the Tower Tard for $5. Tardo say he no take me to Dune 2. Now him want alone time with popcorn bucket. Right. Andre C 28 for $4.99. Oh, I already read that one. Gary, if you win your bet with Dan on the month of June, would it be considered a hate crime? If so, should your punishment be to record yourself singing Bon Jovi? Maybe. I said I wouldn't be against recording it anyway, even if I win or lose. Dan could win. Like Dan just needs I know what he's working on, and I think Dan could win because it's fucking gonna be quiet until March. It's gonna be quiet till March. Just is. I'm just saying, better get that fucking video out before this movie drops. Before this movie drops.
The American Society of Magical Negroes. The American Society of Magical Negroes.
There you go. I'm keeping that super chat up, by the way, because it tells me where I left off. So that person's just getting a lot out of that super chat. Cornish Man America. Daria resembles Head of Woman by Picasso. Oh, there you go. It's good to see all of the propagandists losing their jobs. Neil Lindgren. It is. It is. Every day we move closer to Taylor Lorenz which won't be my proudest fap. Oh, Taylor Lorenz OnlyFans, which won't be my proudest fap. I mean, honestly, you know what? Some guys are into 87-year-old women. I'm not judging. Again, Justin Martins for $20. Gary, oh, I read that one. Day Tripper, thank you for the $4.99. Movation for $2. I love. Oh my God, I love nauseous almost as much as anthropomorphism. Fucking Jesus, trying to kill me. Nash Thunderclap for 1999. Hale, I remember when Jeremy would come to my GameStop and drop off tournament flyers. That's the only thing I remember about him. Love ya, Mint and Hale. Oh, so he used to drop off flyers for his like backyard wrestling. Yeah, Jeremy really loved to see muscly back men rub against each other in his backyard. He did. Repeat 27 for $5. Just got here. Are you figs done with the intros? Can't wait to see y'all at MegaCon for $199. We're not done with the intros, and we won't be until next week. Jaffo on the Brown for $4.99. More spicy things were said on this podcast than the Tim Pool would allow in his show, but YouTube will remove it. Right, Tim? Right, Tim? By the way, just want to point out last week's episode, fully monetized. Makes no fucking sense. Because I'll be real. If I was in charge of monetization, I wouldn't monetize that live stream. Jesse Duvalier for $1.99. Thank you. A Serious Man for $5. Gary, you should watch the Simon Pegg movie, How to Lose Friends and Alienate People, based on the memoirs from someone who worked at Condé Nast. Oh, really? I might have to watch that. Smith Self for $9.99. Out of college in the 90s, I was laid off 4 times in 7 years due to changing market conditions. I survived and learned some important lessons going forward. I hope these folks learn. Yes. My life is too short grading curve to put up with corporate bullshit. And quite frankly, it used to look bad if you jumped around a lot of jobs. Back in my day, that was a big, don't hire this guy. They only stay a place a year and stuff. Then after watching some of my unionized pals in the auto industry just get fucking flat out canned after working out a deal and stuff, happened a lot right after they worked out a deal, by the way, just pointing out. Union guys got to keep their jobs, but no, the heads of the union got to keep their jobs. But the union guys who worked under the union lost their jobs. And I saw corporate, and I started thinking, like, they make me give a 2-week notice, but they'll fire my ass without a 2-second notice. I can't eat that on that. That looks great. Can I show it off? Yeah. All right. This is my snacks. Hang on. It's my snacks. Look at that. Cauliflower, some hummus, some crackers, some beef sticks. Az loves beef sticks. And Texas heat. I love this shit right here. A little bit of Texas heat. This is just like getting a sandwich, right? Mm-hmm. Make me a sandwich. She just laughed. See, it's funny. Thanks. I'll eat that in a second. We're almost done here. I figured you would need a snack. Hail, Mrs. Nerdrotic. Where was I? Oh, and so I just, when I got good, I wouldn't do this I got experienced enough at my auto parts job. I just fuck it, and I would just quit day of, go to my new job, and every 6 months ago, if a year passed and I wasn't super happy, especially with my pay, I'd find something better. I just look for something better, and often I found it, and I just went there until they started coming to me. So, like, after I got sober and worked my way up from fucking O'Reilly's and that shitty racist shop. Yeah, there was fucking, dude, those guys were fucking, I'm saying this, by the way. I'm not some fucking snowflake. I was working with like the lone white supremacists in fucking San Francisco. It was crazy. It was fucking crazy. It was down in the dog patch, though. Down in the dog patch. I think some of them are still working. I can't say the shop, but they work on Volkswagens and Audis, which I guess on the nose. But and then I went to Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. Then I went back down to Toyota, and then I went up to Tesla. And just boom, boom, boom. That's what I learned. Corporations don't give a fuck. Why should I? I'll go there. I'll work my best. I will absolutely earn my keep. I won't be a dick. Won't be lazy. I can't. I won't be lazy. Can't promise I won't be a dick once in a while because it's the fucking auto industry. But you know, that's the way it goes. As is last straw for $6.99. So we have to learn ASL as a prerequisite for Echo. I'd rather see an Echo ECCO, the dolphin film. At least it'd be easier to understand. Squeak, squeak. F. Taylor Swift. I'm indifferent to her. Yes, I'm indifferent to her. Stephen King has truly evil opinions. He's a fucking whacked out, lefty, leftard who's just written. I mean, like, hey, he's been talented enough to write his entire life. Doesn't know what it's like to work a job. Doesn't know what it's like for the working man and woman. Has no fucking clue. So whatever. And wrote a lot of books that impressed like me in junior high school, you know. And quite frankly, yeah, I read a lot of Stephen King in prison, and prison will make his books good. They're generally not, but you know, more of a Dean Koontz guy. Always good to have the razor on with all the ups and mostly downs in Western entertainment. I can't wait for the nerds on the podcast. Shadow of the Conqueror is great, by the way. Cheers to Shadow. Love to hear that. And in the chat, the spearhead is better. The spear and the chat to, okay, I can't read anymore. And in the chat to spearhead a better future. Hell, man, I just had a fucking stroke. I give myself applause for that. I'm going to give myself applause for that. Breaking news. Verdict in Trump trial. Yeah, $83 million. He'll never have to pay it. That was a sham. Echo season 2. Echo contracts Parkinson's and has to deal with a stutter. Check another box. John Cunningham for $10. Wait a minute. Is today really Az's birthday? Do I share a birthday with Az? Hail and happy birthday. Yes, you did. Look up the song Star Wars is Dead by Lost Souls. We did. Demaster012, thank you for the $2. Nana Shakia for $10. Razor, have you checked out the new Zorro on Amazon yet? The one in Espanol? I need to check that one out. I think that'd be kind of cool to see one in Espanol. I mean, I'd have to read it, but that's cool. The Zardoz for $20. People need to watch the president of Argentina's speech at the WEF. I did. As you watch it, put what Javier Milei is saying in context to the madness at Disney and Hollywood. Great show, and keep speaking the righteous truth. We do our best. I don't know if it's righteous, but truth is good. Sometimes it doesn't go our way, but it's still the truth. So it goes humanity's way. Durag Yumaka, me not no Ripa on stream. Blabs the Tower Tart for $2. I was like, what? Hail Shad. Been a fan for years. You think you'll explore medieval early modern firearms someday? You Aussies are ridiculous people, but I love my Anglosphere brethren. Yes, even the Canadians. Hail to the fellowship. The Darvatar for $20. Hail. Thank you. Shit went from I should consider getting the rest of my rifle parts before too long to order everything right fucking now real fast. It did. Brightest day. Yes. Magnum Popeye for $2. Can't wait to get my Madam Web popcorn bucket. Jesse George for $5. I can't hear the word weird anymore without hearing Rachel Zegler. Lord help me. I know, right? Weird. Travis for $10. Hail FNT. Razor is I'm unboxing the Malone and Extreme Prejudice Blu-rays as I watch. Hail, Travis. Aaron Pipes for $10. Where was Gary last night in Dallas? We expected the bodyguard with the harpoon to protect us from the land whales, and that was supposed to be Gary. Was a ton of fun, but I was worried about the land whales. I was recording a video. You know what? I've traveled to see Chrissy. I've traveled to San Diego, and I wanted to get up there. But you know what? She can come to San Antonio. She could come to San Antonio once. I saw Rob Schneider on Friday. He was great. Mark DeWord for $4.99. I watched Cobra Cast for the first time last night. Thanks, Tim Pool. Thank you, Jeremy, for giving a shit. Exactly. Boss. Yeah, you know what, dude? Pulling down your stream, one thing. And like Jeremy said, I respect the grift. I'll just put the stream back up right where it was. I've done that. Or I just keep it going. Let the chips fall where they may. On November 19th, 1942, the Soviet Army launched Operation Uranus. On November 20, 1942, Joe Biden was born. He is literally as old as the siege of Stalingrad. The man is a walking kind of talking fossil. Yeah. And I don't know if the video is real or not, but like some guy tells his senile mother that Joe Biden is president. It's sad that she has dementia, and like she clicks in and starts laughing. If you went back and asked Democrat, Republican, anybody, communist, any fucking person 20 years ago, you go back in time, you go 20 years, Joe Biden is going to be president. They would laugh you back into your own fucking time. Most votes of any president, my ass. Texas is ready to invade by Chrissy. Texas is ready to be invaded by Chrissy permanently. Hashtag New York exit. Frank and child also welcome. Says great U.S. Treasury for $20. Yeah, they got to get out of New York. New York's a shithole. Stop watching roll for $4.99. I would love to hear you guys talk with Shad about the Book of Mormon on Forbidden Frontier. We're going to do that tonight. A little bit. Cosmic geology too. Is it cosmic geology? I forgot what it's called, but we're going to discuss that. Since it's literal history of early people in North America, hell, yes, that's exactly what we're discussing tonight. Elder Chicken for $20. Is this the day and age of obesity epidemic, body positivity? What are your opinions on chubby chasers? As one, I often have trouble resolving my feelings on this. I do include obese women with that chubby chasing. If you're into what you're into as an individual, I don't have a problem with that. It's when things are turned into communist voting blocks. I do not have a single thing against a lesbian, a person of gay, or even a person of the transmission, automatic or manual. An individual, if that's what they want to do as adults, and it genuinely makes it happen, they're not bothering me. I don't give a fuck. It's when it's forcing me to either change what I know is to be objectively true, forcing me to change my language, forcing me to change my behavior, telling me when I can't tell a joke, I can't laugh at something, it's being insensitive. You know what? Motherfuckers drink in front of me every day. Motherfuckers spark up the 420 in front of me every day. You know what I say? Nothing, because it doesn't bother me, because I understand the world doesn't bend to me. Nothing. I don't give a shit. I have a chemical imbalance. That's my cross to bear. I shouldn't make anybody feel uncomfortable around me. Or I don't want to. What it is they are using the deep-seated insecurities of individuals to create oppressed voting blocks, victimized voting blocks to gain power. And once they do, they won't give a flying fuck about you. That's it. That's all. Emperor Creatine. But if you're a chubby chaser, that'd be an interesting voting block. Emperor Creatine for $10. Oh, I'm afraid our masking agents will be quite operational when your steroid tests arrive. Now witness the might of these fully juiced and operational pecs. Only a Sith deals in abs and glutes. Yeah, I was just pointing out, like, wow, Vince McMahon, the guy who created an entire industry of steroid-filled, drug addict dudes and chicks, is a bit of a degenerate. Shocking news. I'm shocked. And to learn that someone like Vince McMahon, who's all about power, who had men sniffing his own ass on the stage, is into a bit of the cuckism. Shocking news. And you know what? As degenerate as his messages are, as degenerate as he is, I still respect him more than I do your average politician, because guess what? The same fucking shit is going on in Washington, and we're paying for it. And we don't just hear about some intern who felt rightly or wrongly, I can't say, raped because they disappear. They end up dead mysteriously in politician's office, or dead from some mysterious robbery where there's cameras everywhere and security, and fucking nope, not a single person, not a single suspect, or they just disappear forever. And Hollywood's just as bad too. Toxic Masculinity 619 for $5. So did you see Dune Part 2 popcorn buckets? Looks like giant fleshlights. Yes. I was dying in laughter taking a date to a new level. Hail the chat. I am of the belief they know exactly what those fucking things look like, and they went ahead with them anyway, and I respect it. That's the thing, is I respect it. They go, oh, these look like fucking fleshlights. Make them go, baby. And everybody's talking about them. It's a good idea. Alexander Ferris for $20. Fuck yeah, Razor Fist is here. God fucking speed, can't wait. No, Razor Fist will be back. He's one of the most beloved guests we had. Well, thanks to you guys, over 19,200 viewers last week, concurrent viewers, and we held on to most of you for most of the show. That's fucking insane. You guys are insane. There really must be nothing on out there. Josh Kelsey on a Friday night. Josh Kelsey for $19.99 just drops it and leaves. Dan takes it in the Vask. Hail the Fellowship for $19.99. The Angry Badger for $2. That's kind of funny. Dan takes it in the Vask. Today is a good day for freedom. Hail to the great state of Texas and every state that stepped up to support her. Divided we fall, but united we stand against tyranny. I thought it said tranny, but tyranny. Probably a shirt that can be made out of that. Let's go. Hell yeah. Thank you, Arigato, for $9.99. For $5. A lot is what I meant. Stupid, spelled correct, effed up. Alexander Ferris, it's okay. I fuck up more than you do. For $6.66, was listening to another of Candlemass and Black Sabbath. And the next Saxon and KK's Priest. So much good metal out there. Hail all. Yeah, metal survived, man. Metal survived because metal fucking rules. That's why, you know, I grew up a punk rocker. I'm an old rock. I love the punk rock attitude. For those people who understand what it is, it's not commie punk. It's not any one thing. It's an attitude. It's straight up an attitude and a fashion. Created here in America, by the way. I love it, but that turned into thrash. I know Razor doesn't love thrash. I love thrash. But the spirit of it went in the thrash and metal. And that's my biggest love, you know. And it was great because thrash brought the punk rockers and the metal, like, who fucking hated each other, brought them together. It's great. Hail FNT Denmark into house. Hail 199 and Razor Fist. And that's the last one. 200 Danish krona. That's the last one. the last show. Get to some of the new ones. I got to get out of here, and I got to do my research for Forbidden Frontier. Forbidden Frontier. So we left off at Arg, another name for $9.99. You've been staring at his name. He is now famous. He's now super famous. No, he's not. But that's okay. Hey, God, there's 2,300 of you here. Thank you for hanging out with me on a Sunday. Am I stepping on Sunday Fun Day over with Az and everybody who works for me? Good. Just kidding. Just kidding. I love him. The moon landing was 100% fake. Otherwise, we would have gone back at least once. Some bullshit, my freedom propaganda. No, I don't think. No. I've talked to enough people, including people who actually worked in Houston, and yeah. But even that person who worked with me in Houston said some of the shots you saw totally fake. And I believe that. Why haven't we gone back? Oh, and propaganda was absolutely the motivation. Absolutely the motivation. We wanted to whip our dick out and show we were better than Russia. I'm okay with that. I'm fucking okay with that because they were commie fuckers and they need to go down. But we haven't gone back. It's really expensive. But we haven't gone back. It's because we found something there. The moon's fucking weird. The moon is weird. We will do, you know what I'm going to do? Mike Barra. If Mike Barra is out there, formerly of Ancient Aliens. He follows me on Twitter. We like each other's tweets. We chit chat. He's a base motherfucker. I like him. We'll do a Moon Mars episode with Mike Barra. We'll get Mike Barra. Love that dude. Man, he got, like, during the election, he got ran off of fucking YouTube and Twitter like a motherfucker because he was just running it, dude. He was going. I loved it. First donate long watch. You see Ben Shapiro, a rapper? I did. And I think it actually humanized Ben a little bit, just don't take yourself so fucking seriously. I mean, a lot of people got mad at Ben for his take on Israel, but that came from like emotion. And however you feel about the conflict, I get why he was angry. Somebody invaded, say, Texas, right? And started shooting people. I'd be fucking pissed too. Oh, I am, because that's happened. Oh, I don't want to end on a down note. There's a horrible story about an MS3 TK. MS-13 fucking human piece of garbage escaping from a prison. And I won't even tell you the rest of the story. It's so fucking sad. The guy took out a lot of Americans before he got taken out. They're fucking animals. Those motherfuckers, they're animals. You do not want to fuck with them. They're not human. They're fucking animals. If you want to know what's going on with the cartel down there, just do a little research. And I've had my experience with them back in the day. Animals. Gary, I have some movie posters you might enjoy. Would you be okay with that? With me mailing to you? Yeah, a P.O. box. I got addresses on my if you go click more about the channel, it's there. Absolutely. Chris pointed out correctly, and I pointed out that modern movie posters suck balls. They are fucking terrible. That's why when the Marvel Shake came out, I got all the Mando steel boxes. Mondo. Why did I say Mando? Mondo. Because they redid the art and it's fucking rad. And it's like, why don't you make that the movie posters? Well, Chris explained it on Twitter. I retweeted it. You can go see it. It says modern movie posters suck. And I knew that, by the way. It's all contractually obligated. That's why it's a bunch of horribly photoshopped heads on What it's going to be AI soon, but on just digital bodies that looks totally disproportionate and stupid. And you're like, these are multi-million-dollar films. And quite frankly, and I know this for a fact, I can Photoshop better than 99% of the fucktards making movie posters. I can. Now, yes, I've worked on it, I self-taught on Photoshop for going on 2 decades, but Perry can whip up in 2 hours a better fucking movie poster than the Avengers Endgame poster or that Dune 2 poster. He could. 2 fucking hours. Do you know he makes our thumbnails in like usually under 90 minutes? I would love to see him. Thank you. I'm down to go to Vegas, closer than Orlando, LOL. Yo Pops 212, $2. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't want to compare one, like, whatever's convenient for you, whatever's cheaper for you. Whatever's more convenient for you, whatever's cheaper for you. But going to Orlando, where you'd probably want to go to Universal and go to a con and stay in a fucking really expensive hotel. Orlando is more expensive than Vegas. It is. It is. So there's that, but there's a lot going on too. So you'll get a lot for your money. There's a lot going on. 95% capacity at Universal Studios. Oh, fuck. And I want to go. So I don't think I'm riding Hagrid on Sunday. Don't think I'm riding Hagrid, but whatever's close. I mean, like, but you know, if you live on the East Coast, Florida's going to be cheaper for you. It is. It just is. Because then you have to like, you know, unless you're going to drive, and I would highly recommend that drive down through the Southwest is beautiful. I can't wait to drive through. I'm going through the deep South, We're going to hug the Gulf the whole way over. The whole way over. Do you have Savage Dragon Ultimate Collection Volume 1 and 2? I bought them yesterday, and wow, Eric's art really fell off compared to then and now. Yeah, I don't. I never liked Savage Dragon. Never, ever, ever. I loved his work on Spider-Man. I really think he drew one of him and Bagley both drew pretty good Venoms, right? I'm not in love with Todd McFarlane's Venom, believe it or not. I think Mark Bagley's Venom was fucking awesome. Awesome. But yeah, never big fan of his. I respect that what he did at Image and everything, but I never thought he was very good. Never thought Savage Dragon was pretty good, and neither did most people. I'll tell you right now, how many people subscribe to Savage Dragon through my entirety of my career retailing comic books? 2. I would sell one on the shelf. We had 2 subscribers. So once a month for 10 years, I sold 3 copies of Savage Dragon. Nobody gave a shit about it. And I was in the Bay Area, right across from where Image used to be. I non-ironically hate any team where a bunch of white people chant while doing the tomahawk chop. Chiefs, Seminoles, Braves, just stop it. But I love putting it at the beginning of my Echo video. But yeah, great U.S. treasure hunt for $10. Yeah, I agree. Hey, Gary, did you see the Constellation trailer? Looks pretty good. I haven't, but I will. Crit Nature. Thank you for the 5, I'll just say dollars. Ever read The Stars, My Destination by Alfred Bester? I have not. Read it years ago. Good sci-fi about teleportation, or as they call it, jaunting in the book. Oh, I'll have to check that out. There's so much I haven't read. Do what you can do when you can do it. You can do it. Mad Dog, $3.75 for $2. You can do it. Have you seen the British piano player fighting up for free speech? Yes. Keep up the great work. Do you have any suggestions for Spider-Man story arcs? Let's go FNT. Yeah. So it's not like DC where you can like, hey, there's Nightfall for Batman, or there's the Killing Joke, or no, you have to go with runs. with Amazing Spider-Man. So I would start at the beginning, get Omnibus 1. It's about $100, but if you really want to dive in, then I believe it is Omnibus. It depends on like where you want to dive in. But I would start, if you don't want to start with the Lee and Ditko era, which I'd say you should go right after that, like go from 100 up. Spectacular Spider-Man will be cheaper. If you're looking for back issues, you can dive in there too. One up. Spectacular Spider-Man for a long time I would say was as good, if not better, than Amazing Spider-Man in the late 70s, early 80s. Black Cat started showing up and stuff. Good stuff. There's a graphic novel out there by Roger Stern called Hooky, drawn by Bernie Wrightson. It's fucking amazing. That's great story. Great story. Some of the Marvel team up shit's pretty fucking awesome too. John Byrne worked in the early days. That's where I jump in. Modern story. I'd say the last good modern story was Back in Black. Straczynski wrote that one. Spider-Man basically puts the Kingpin in his place. And Spider-Man, this is what true heroes do. They hold back. They show restraint. And he gets mad enough because Aunt May gets shot that he breaks into prison and just beats the fuck out of the Kingpin and just goes, I can come in here and kill you whenever I want. And I don't. But if May dies, I might change my mind. It's fucking awesome. It's a great moment. I'm trying to make MegaCon, but in case I miss it from the leader of the fellowship, how long does it actually take to record a video before edit? I'm no leader. The fellowship is just a word I use for the fans. That's not community. But no leader, sorry. How long does it take me to record a video before it goes to edit? I'm getting faster. It used to take me 2 to 3 days. Now, generally, I can get it done in 1 day. Or, like a day and a half. But it takes a long time because I'm writing it as I go and writing it in my head. I only write bullet points and then I riff off bullet points and then I form it and fuck around with it and play with it a little bit. But yeah, that day and a half. But also, there's a day of prep, which is just formulating it in my head, which is honestly, most of my best ideas come in the shower at the gym. They just do. By the way, I'm laughing at the rumors for female Iron Fist. Yeah, it's pretty fucking funny. My son's friend Louis Fofana wrote a book. The solar system does not exist. He's offering $50,000 to disprove flat Earth. I'll just take a video in a plane. Possible guest on Forbidden Frontier. I am not even going to entertain flat Earth shit. I'm telling you right there. That's the most retarded shit I've ever heard. There's a better theory out there, and it's basically that we're in a simulation. We're in a fucking simulation. That's a better theory. If you want to go from flat Earth is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. By the way, go see. There's a great map of how the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor on a flat Earth. It's so fucking funny. You just got to look it up. It's fucking funny. Which is better, old movies or new movies? But I mean, good for your son. Write what you want. Freedom of speech. Absolutely. Freedom of expression. I don't think any of that should be banned or anything on YouTube. But even I have my limits. Okay. My personal limits. And flat Earth is one of them. Get the fuck out of here. Which is better, old movies or new movies? Old movies are better. They like objectively are better. Go see how many hits there were even 10 years ago every year to now. I'll give you one example. 2019, movies weren't good in 2019, but we did get some good. Joker's a good movie. I like it. $9 billion films, 9 in 2019. Since then, from 2020 to this very day, there have been $6 billion films. So they have yet to equal 2019's total of $1 billion films in 4 years. Now, you guys aren't watching independent movies, and they're still making some good movies. Indie movies mostly suck. Budget restraints. It's also first-time filmmakers, and that's why I don't shit on indie movies, because hey, that's a first-time filmmaker trying something original, not coming in and trying to butt fuck some established IP that we love. I'm not going to shit on that. That's somebody who's starting out. They're just starting out. Context matters. Shitting on a $300 million project, but with an inexperienced filmmaker who took full advantage of her identity and wanted to push her identity. And by the way, we would have had more sympathy for her if she hadn't come out and called the fans toxic and shit and goes out and attacks all the fans. Then you're fucking fair game. But I'm not going to sit there and shit on an independent movie maker, because at least they're trying, and that's the minor leagues. And I get it. Occasionally we get an absolute gem out of the independent sphere, and I'm completely down with that. But like, most independent films are boring. Fuck. Okay. Most of them are dramas. Ooh, you know, all movies are better because they were getting better talent. The talent is too saturated, and it's too based in anything but meritocracy and creativity. Hail from Poway, last Generation X here, 1980. Was always a Star Wars Trek topical fan in my youth, but Silent Man Bob's assaulting He-Man is especially offensive to me. To the wall. Yeah, and apparently season 3 is good and nobody cares because, as Neon said on Twitter, you got to get the first one right. You don't get second, third, fourth chances. Just ask Doctor Who. Hi, El Gary. If you're looking for good TV recommendations, The Chosen, the first 3 seasons are excellent. 4th season is premiering February 1st. Thank you, Captain Redbeard. Okay, we got 5 more here, and then I got to go because I'm starving. My food's like right there. I can see it. Evidence Gremlin 2 is superior to Gremlins 1. Slayer music. Need I say more? Japanese Demon Lord. You're not going to get an argument out of me. I love both of those movies equally. I adore those movies. I memorized the first soundtrack by Jerry Goldsmith. It's fucking fantastic. Now, the first one, more of a kind of horror Twilight Zone thing, right? Joe Dante. The second one, just bonkers fun. Love them both. Phoebe Cates, man. Phoebe motherfucking Cates. Yesterday, I watched A24's X. What a weird movie. Half of it is basically a porno. Have you seen it? Are you sure it's not a porno? Curious if you bother with Pearl. I have not seen it. Is it about rated X movies? I mean, we could just watch a porno. It's shorter. The Chinese hate white pianists because they are bigger in the UK. Yeah, whatever that fucking was, mine would have been fuck off, you fucking commie, just over and over again. And I'd have my phone. You don't want me to take a picture of you? You're saying I shouldn't take a picture of you? Why shouldn't I take a picture of you? I'm in my free country. I don't give a fuck about your fucking commie country. Don't come here. Don't come here and expect me to, don't expect the world to bend to you. Now, I have sympathy for people who live there, who have to live under that fucking regime, who don't want to. But don't bring your shit here. Danaska for 10 euros. Friendly reminder to check your white privilege constantly and to sacrifice your firstborn child on the altar of diversity, equity, and inclusion to prove that you're an ally and have faith in the commie gods. Yeah, that's basically how they feel. Fuck your commie gods. I don't need allies. I have friends. In your honor, I have just made Greg, you're rubbing it in, but I appreciate you. A carne asada breakfast burrito from Chronic Tacos. Chronic Tacos is awesome. I love that. Refried beans and lime, bucket list ticked hail. Chronic Tacos, bro. That is a great name, by the way. Ryan Gosling must send Margot Robbie up to refuse his Oscar. A la Brando. Yes. And she should be in full Barbie regalia. Full Barbie regalia. All right, you guys are awesome. Overly generous. Thanks for hanging out. And we are caught up on the Friday Night Tights. Try to get another one this week. If not, then when I get back. With lots of traveling, got to get some stuff done. We've got a video coming out soon. And I will see you in an hour and a half on this channel for Forbidden Frontier. Bye-bye now.